And good timing too. That fight took, what, since they engaged it, 15, 20 seconds. So really, really quick gameplay and execution. Love to see that from our top 3 team of PMGO Season 1. Circle, though, this is going to be a very telling circle as to who could be a true contender for this chicken dinner, as Wolves might have to leave their compound for the first time in this game, and even a portion of it is still in play, Hot Jukes. But Wolves, I feel like they should look at the bigger picture and maybe send it onto Alpha 7.
Yeah, look to find the best spot in this circle and take it. You got so much room, especially considering that the whole rest of the lobby is on the other side of the zone. They're busy battling it out. Let's see what they can do. Meanwhile, Alula, quick. Trying to get a good nade onto LGD. That looks good. And it looks like it is going to put in some work. But meanwhile, it's R38 getting the finish. Lula trying to put... Oh, that nade, though. That hurt.
Yep, that's some good damage coming out. Ling S, can he survive? Can he pull out another first aid? Oh, Reefus! Out of nowhere. The man with those grenades is just unstoppable at times. He got the 1v4 back during PMGO EECA finals onto the side of Vicious. And how is Ling S still alive? There's no way he keeps tanking that. He's got tier 10 armor. What's going on?
Elementrix getting that confirmed. They'll steal that. They'll take that all day long. So the Wolves just stealing some eliminations there. And they definitely need them, as that is LGD out. Taking a look here at this circle. Man, this side of the zone here on the southeastern side is hectic. You can see right there in the minimap, Aurora putting some pressure on all these teams, just trying to get into the zone.
Yeah, good push up with the cover flares, and that's just a car graveyard. It's just so much extra cover going to be granted to them thanks to that, but they're still not in the play zone. If you're Furia, you got to come up with a very strong plan right now. You got a minute 40 seconds before your area is going to be fully engulfed in the blue zone. You got to go for the reset onto silence, maybe refresh those smokes to try and survive a bit deeper. But S2G is your main competition. You cannot dodge it. You need to send the fight very soon. As back into Yulin, the hot drop keeps on giving, and it's going to be Bigatron versus the side of Thundertalk, and only AJ remains against the Indonesian super team. But Razy, Federales getting in the vehicles, and you know what? Just not worth it. They might just want to leave here, Hot Shoots, or just send it, seems, onto AJ.
Yup, yeah, we want those confirmations, and they got them. So now they're going to be pressing on down into the zone, but they're going to be having to look for a spot, and this is where they're going to park it out. But can they even leave it? That's going to be the question, because all eyes are on them. Alula staring on the side of Bigatron, but Razak, with this little dip here, has a little bit of room to make something happen.
Yeah, trying to pop the wheels too, just to make sure he can't get shot from under the vehicle. Car can explode though, got to be a little bit cautious. Maybe move back, and it creates an extra dip. That's going to be a good feature to use. But Furia finally sending it right onto S2G. This ain't Miramar, so they might struggle with Furia losing everyone except for Higod. And the car explosion gets it. They're out. S2G survive. And that's going to be our top squad, top 4 out of the picture. And Bigatron still looking good and healthy.
The mid-pack looking strong here. Huge opportunity for them to make something happen. Solke gonna go ahead and get that vehicle there and get the res on to Kami. Meanwhile, we see Carrillo getting a knock there on the Wolves. It's the Wolves versus Alpha 7. Elementrix got the MG3. He is locked and loaded here, but it is Carrillo. You gotta always be careful with this player.
Oh, music to my ears. The MG3 in the hands of Elementrix too. He's up for a good time. Guizal down, Carrillo, sole survivor. Can the IGL make it happen for Brazil? Oh,
got the shotgun, he gets one.
Yeah, the spray connects. Carrillo will find Baton. Wolves struggling, but you know what? They will come out on top eventually after taking a ton of damage spread out between the 4 players, but they're still not in the play zone. They got to keep on moving, but one team that still has a full squad here, Hot Jukes, is the boys. It's Aurora, and they mean business on match 1.
Yes, they do. They're on the south side looking pretty right now. Nobody in their face. They're going to have a great lay of the land here going into the zone. This could be their game. We talked about how Aurora needed to start off strong, not waiting until the end to put up some points, and this could be their opportunity here, Max.
I love this. No big ego fight from Aurora. This is the Aurora I wanted to see back in PMGO Season 1. And to be blunt, they were trolling massively back in that tournament, but this is the Aurora I wanted to see. Reb, good off angle from Alula. We'll be able to eliminate the rest of S2G. Still a good finish here. Again, this is not a Miramar. So a good performance for them on Rondo to kick off PMMI 2026. But now only 3 squads remain. Wolves, Alula, and a full squad of Aurora as they get the pickup with the Roadster, and Wolves make it straight over to their teammate on the low ground.
Talk about a quick pickup there. That was beautiful. Reb gonna go ahead and get into that little dip there. Aurora gonna have the high ground though. And let's see what they could do. Man, PMGO Season 1 just seemed to be a big, like, learning tournament for all these top squads. Just saying, you know what? It's time to lock in, and it looks like they are definitely locked in going into the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. Yeah, Wolves, they got this dip. They are in the zone here. This is going to be really huge. This next zone is going to be so important. This is going to be the last zone shift here. Will it center up? Will it go to the north or south? That's going to be huge for these squads.
I really like that Alula left claws on the ridge just to make sure Aurora don't peek over it, because if Aurora get control of that ridge, Alula are just straight up dead. They can't survive. Really good shot from Baton with the Org. And now they're going to be on the back foot, having a bit of a tough time. Baton instantly confirming that frag. It's down to Doc, Zyol, and Reefus. The three-man from Mongolia. Can they make it happen against North America as Doc trying to send it? Some Hail Mary push onto a duo of Wolves. He's now in nade range, but who is it dangerous for Wolves or maybe for Doc himself?
Man, we'll see what happens. I love what Wolves are doing. They got a 2-1-1-1 split doing here, and we could see one of the players from Wolves have a great opportunity to get some shots, but he's peeking back so quickly. Can't afford to get knocked because he knows if he does, he's thirsted. So just hold the angle, apply pressure, don't get knocked is the strategy. Let's see if they can be able to have some success with it, because Aurora, oh, and such a star-studded squad. We know what they could do. The problem is all eyes are on them. The entire lobby is focusing right on that high ground.
Oh, use of the C4 for Reb. I think he's got 2 more C4s. Good angle onto Necessary. Doesn't hit that one, but you know what? Still going to damage that potential vest. So making sure they're going to be in a weakened state. Extra dip created for Quick. So that's going to allow them to just inch their way forward into the place. And as you said, that was the last circle shift. So here, these teams, they need to make their way in. And Wolves and Aurora need to move in. Alula already set up for success.
Well, now I think the shift's going to shift onto Alula. And so now all eyes are on them. Wolves got to find a way to take them out. Aurora needs to find a way, but we could see Aurora focus on the Wolves too. No, they're not. Yeah, both these squads are now looking at the team that got blessed with the zone. Alula going to have to play off a good defense if they want to win this game.
Yeah, if you're Wolves or Aurora, really, you got to try and be the last team to fight and not get third-partied, because otherwise that is going to be your downfall. And Wolves, though, still having some cars in very healthy condition. So that Roadster in particular for Slonic, that's going to allow them to just inch closer and closer to phase number 9. As Claws, the fact he's still able to get value from this high ground is insane to me. He survived for so long. If they win, I would say Claws is one of the main factors as to why they could secure that chicken dinner on game 1 on Rondo. But Zyol, no nades in hand. That would be such an easy elimination, but the lack of utility really is making it hard for Aurora to get that win.
Claws getting the thirst onto Reefus as well. He is just a thorn in the side of Aurora. That single player on the high ground putting in so much work. Claws cannot afford to get knocked. Elementrix, here's the shots going on. He's like, this is our opportunity to third party. And they do. They take out Doc as well. Aurora getting pieced up. And I believe that is them out of here.
Yeah, that is going to be it. Now it's going to be down to a 4v4. Well, technically a 3v4 now, as Quick going to get knocked on down. But that's going to be 2 players. Reb also in the scope of Elementrix. And he still has his MG3 as a secondary. Hopefully still has a bit of ammo to work with. But 2 players of Alula, Claws and Yasa, going to try and survive. Here you go, the MG3 spray. None of the bullets connecting yet. He's just trying to scare them off with that sweet, sweet sound of the MG3 as Slonic gets taken out. So does Baton. He's down to Elementrix. It's unnecessary. It's falling apart for North America, Hot Shoots.
1v1! Claws with the shots, and it's Alula to win the game! 3v4! That is how you win a Rondo match!
It was looking so good for the side of NA until they just took 3 knocks back to back to back, and they just couldn't recuperate and get back up and lick their wounds. Really strong showcase from Alula, able to get himself that first chicken dinner of PMMI 2026. And really, every player did a great job, right? Reb, Quick, everyone did fantastic. But Claws in particular, if he does not hold that high ground position for the entirety of that late game hard shoots, that was not going to be a win headed their way. It would have possibly been for the side of North America or maybe for Mongolia. So Claws in particular, the unofficial MVP in my eyes for this first game.
Man, what a clutch play there towards the end. Especially, you're going 4v3. You got Elementrix with the MG3 in your face, and to be able to hit those shots, clutch it up, that is how you do it there, folks. We talked about a little bit earlier, right, about how important it is to keep your whole squad together, not make a single mistake, and it is the MVP, Claws! Getting it done there, 5 eliminations. and 858 damage. You were so right there, Max. Claws clutching it up from that high ground position.
Yeah, I mean, he is the unofficial MVP and also the official MVP. He's just the MVP. That's all you can really say about this guy.
Straight MVP.
Yeah, straight up MVP. Yep. 3 knocks, 5 eliminations, almost 900 damage on the board for him on game number 1. And Alula, not gonna lie, back during PMGO Season 1, wasn't impressed. I was like, this is a team that sure they got some interesting names. Quick in particular is looking like a very strong play on that lineup. I was a bit disappointed. But this is good because they had that learning experience just before PMMI 2026. So it seems like they've learned from that bad performance back at PMGO Season 1 in Jakarta, and they come out swinging on Game 1 of PMMI. You love to see that kind of evolution on the global stage.
Yes, the squad from the MENA region making it happen here off the rip. As we take a look here at some of the highlights from this one, great usage of utility coverage. I mean, these players, they've got Rondo locked down at this point here, Max.
Yep, it seemed like that's exactly what they got. Looking at some of the replays of this game, yeah, that push off BTR, I really thought they were just going to try and avoid that final play off Thunder Talk and prioritize a position in the zone instead. But no, they send it on that final player off Thunder Talk and actually get himself a bunch of extra points. So it was an aggressive play, but I don't hate it. Though what I do hate is not seeing an MG3 chicken dinner. It could have happened. The best weapon in the game could have got the win. But no, it was the full squad of Alula to make it happen.
Man, Claws there holding it down all by his lonesome. What a clutch play there for the squad. And that's what's so great too, is like, especially when you go into a tournament, you feel like you didn't perform as well on the last one. Yeah. To win the first match, especially in a 3v4 situation, that is going to do just wonders for their mental game going into the rest of this tournament.
It's like, we're pretty good at this PUBG Mobile stuff.
We're gaming.
Oh, we're kind of gaming right now. But no, definitely a really good way to kick off your overall adventure in the Macau Invitational, as Alula, there you go, going to be number 1 with their 23 points total. But definitely looking at the elimination spread, Wolves 9 eliminations, S2G 7, Furia 9, BTR 7. It seems like that Rondo effect definitely was in full effect then this game, and a lot of teams were able to capitalize on that hot drop. In particular, Yulin, there was just a bloodbath from circle 1 until it feels like circle number 7. It was the entire game, and it just kept happening non-stop.
Literally, for as long as it was in the zone, it was hectic in Yulin. And that's what I love about watching just pro players adapt to different maps, any situation, right? And when it comes to Rondo, when it first was introduced, I mean, we saw some different types of plays, but it just seems that the consensus is now locked in amongst the entire industry at this point. Like, they know we got a hot drop, we got to get some serious eliminations, and we saw every single team at least put up one single point. That this is going to be your overall ranking so far. Lula obviously on top with 23, Wolves getting 15, but even the squads that went out early still put up some great points.
It's kind of interesting, actually, when you're looking at these rankings, that for China, K1 is actually the number 1 team from China. I was expecting it to be maybe Thunder Talk, maybe the side of Chamba too, right? But no, they just popped off in that hot drop and kept taking some huge fights back to back to back. In particular, Zez, right, with that utility, with that Molotov, and also the grenades trying to force the enemy team to put them in a really bad situation and hopefully pick up a 1v3. Sure, it didn't work out versus Furia at the end, but still a great display of utility usage and overall strategy from this team. So K1, making me raise my eyebrow a little bit, Hodgins, like, okay, let them cook. This team could mean business if they reach the finals.
Well, we talk about how like different teams have different regions also kind of have different strategies. Well, I'll just see one strategy coming out from the Chinese squads, and that's aggression, because every single one of them here, all eliminations except for Thunder Talk with 1 placement point, right? So all these squads are like, you know what? We got to get in the fights early. They did. Unfortunately, for the majority of them, they weren't able to put it up some serious points, but you could definitely tell their kind of mindset going into the start of this tournament.
Oh, most definitely, right? Eliminations is kind of the universal language of PUBG Mobile esports. Doesn't matter your region, you get eliminations, that means you're a bloody good team. Looking at the elimination spread though, Regnum Karia, D+, 7 eliminations apiece despite getting 0 placement points. Very aggressive. You got to try and maybe pull it back a little bit going into your Wrangles and Miramars, because quick recap, if you guys maybe are new to this esports, we don't have the recall tower system on those 2 other battlegrounds. So got to be a little bit more cautious of how you approach, especially your mid-game portion of the match. As here we go, the overall elimination spread for our top 4 players is going to be Claws, followed by Yasser, Baton, and Sunan. His nades onto Furia, sure, they do get eliminated by Furia eventually, but Sunan's utility was just a thing of absolute beauty. So sure, maybe don't get the win here, but definitely get a lot of respect and street cred after that first game.
That's for sure, man. We saw the just insane utility use all day long here. And you know what? I'm telling you, this is going to be a fun one to watch to the absolute end, because even the teams, you know, like Regnum Cario, they put up some great solid points with 7 eliminations. They were on the north side of that circle. Once that southern shift, they were like, okay, we're out. But they still put up points on the board, Max. That's what I think the big difference is when it comes to PMMI is these teams, even if they don't get zone, they're putting up something, right? And if they do get that circle, they're going to fully use that opportunity. And that's why it's so disappointing from the side of Wolves is the fact that they had such a circle blessing and weren't able to get the win.
You know what? I'm not going to be too harsh on Wolves. I feel like it was still a decent display of how to use a circle effectively when the circle was being so kind to you, because they were zoning teams away for the entirety of that match. Of course, that compound is just surrounded by very flat, open terrain, so it's very hard to breach it because you're spotted from, 500 meters away if you have the intent on crashing onto them. But still, a good elimination spread throughout all of the players, so I don't feel like it was too bad of a game from them, and Baton also going to be up there. But Chief, #1 damage dealer, just shy of 1,000 damage, so Furia, I was wondering if it was going to be a one-hit wonder after PMGO podium finish, but no, man, they mean business also here on the Macau Invitational stage.
I'm telling you, they put in their homework. That's for sure. These guys are ripping it. It was so funny because I totally agree with you. You know, when it comes to Wolves, I think they played it like 99% perfect that game. It was just that last 1% where they just made a mistake. And oh man, that's what hurts the most is like when you do everything perfect, that one little last play not coming up on top. Hopefully that's not going to be the difference maker for them. And just to start, we'll see how they do over the rest of the match. But yeah, Furia, look at that. 10 total points here, a solid Rondo match. You know, we are going into Erangel, right? That's where we're going to see who really is the championship squads here, as that's going to be the most maps we're going to be playing in both of these groups, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that happens here. But we got Erangel coming up in just a bit, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this short break.
Yo. I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose. With the beast, on the loose, say the truth, on the loose. Off the chain, it's all the gauge. Yeah, getting wild, yeah, we out the cage. It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out of the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, I'm toothless. Living a lie and the truth is, got this power, bringing it. Play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form. Yeah, it's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. It's coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. For the revolution. What? Waiting on an evolution. Yo. It's coming, coming. Yeah. If you wanna come and get some, yo, nothing we can't overcome. Running, running. Sure as we rise with the sun, yo, we will arise and become stunning, stunning. Watch for the revolution. Yeah. You can't stop what's begun.
We are back. Let's get it going here as we are back in the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. We are getting ready for some Aaron Gale action, and we are on the plane. Let's get match number 2 started.
Let's get right into the grassy pastures. This plane, not too good. It's going to be quite east and right, going to be stretching from Nova Ripnoye all over to Stob on the northeastern side of Erangel. So some of the teams like to drop west might have a bit of a tougher time to make it to their main drop location. Especially looking at some of the squads that might struggle a bit. You're looking at like your Furias, your DRX, or KR. I need to get used to saying KRX, Bigatron
right,
also,
KRX.
which will be interesting. Actually, we did during PMGO Season 1 have a lot of fights between the side of RQ and BTR, especially near Zaki. Zaki's not in stretch this time, but if we do get a Zaki-focused claim path at one point, I do wonder if we're going to see RQ versus BTR happen once again on the Macau stage. As plane is going to be having some teams like KRX going for a big southern drop, right? I feel like their intent is to just loot up this entire area on the coast, get one of the boats, and just send it to their western drop location near Gatka.
That seems exactly right. Immediately on the boat. Yup, and it is definitely a great one. Yeah, they found it, and they are on the move there. So, great idea there from KRX. They should be able to get to that side of the map sooner than later. With this circle, though, they're going to have to get moving just, I think, a little faster than they would like.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tough one, too, because that rotation by boat is going to take you like a minute to 2 minutes tops. And by that time, the blue zone should be already encroaching on your terrain. So that looting stage of KRX is going to get cut short very heavily. So they need to be very proficient on their looting stage. And you know what? The western side, you got ruins in play, some areas on the eastern side of Gatka still in circle. So if they want, they can loot and quickly pivot to those compounds to get some extra loot just to top off whatever they're missing out on, like meds, vests, or even just ammo in general. So it's not an impossible looting and early rotation stage. It's just you need to be a little bit more efficient if you want to pull it off and not fall behind compared to all of your other teams in this lobby. Though, talking about this lobby, one team that loves this lobby for a particular reason, Hot Jukes, is Aurora. Because there's no fourth rives, meaning the Western Bridge is not going to get camped. So Aurora are loving it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be set up here for this one. I got a question for you, though, Max.
Yes.
What do you think the comms are like right now for KRX on this boatate?
They
think
may
they're
be
just like-
singing a sea shanty right now.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much time together. They're just like, I mean, they all know the strategy, what to do, right? So at this point, it's just kind of like, you know, like, I don't know. It's just so funny because they got so much time on that boat as they head on over to Primorsk. We'll see how they end up playing it off here, though. You're right, though. Aurora, you know, no 4 thrives here. Going to have a good opportunity going into this next zone. You got RRQ kind of holding that ferry pier location, at least looting it up. But we'll see them, you know, scoot and loot here pretty quickly.
The scoot and loot. That is the game plan.
Loot and scoot.
Ooh, yeah.
That is great.
By the way, quick update. Oh, okay. Trying to make
Pow.
it down to the extra loot down below. I'm not going to continue though. He's like, okay, that one shot didn't happen.
2 shots?
I give up.
No.
Oh, there we go. Actually, Tiam, we're going to get the
Doors
loot truck.
closed.
Wonder what they got. The airdrop weapons are kind of rare on the spawn. P90s, right? You can get yourself your FAMAS. In particular, you want to try and get an MG3 if you can. So I do wonder if they could get one of those airdrop weapons. But yes, back to my update. I went on a bit of a tangent there, Hot Jukes. I did see in the hands of a player the JS9, which if you guys know, JS9 until update 4.4 was a Rondo exclusive weapon. One of the best SMG, if not, in my opinion, the best SMG in the game, even beating weapons like the UMP. And it is now in Erangel, meaning we are officially in update 4.4 when it comes to PUBG Mobile Esports. So that means a few things, right, Hodrix? Meaning we do now also have the buff to bolt action and DMRs, and also the nerf to shotgun. So the weapon meta is surely changing significantly in this game.
Yeah, it's gone from 100% AUG to like 95%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, you know, that's kind of fair.
So we'll see.
Just a little bit less.
Hey, a little bit less, right? I'll take it. You know, I've had so many different theories on how to make like bolt actions like so like actually relevant in esports. And one of the theories I had is imagine if the AWM on headshot instant thirst.
Well, like,
imagine how much
wait,
that would change.
So you're not knocked. You're just walking about.
Gone.
You're full HP. Headshot with a norm. You're instantly out.
Out of the game. Could you imagine?
Bro, you're crazy.
Dude, that would be
I can't
so
believe-
sick. Because imagine like a team, an esport team, that sees the in a drop, right? They're like, you know what? Let's take it. We're outside a zone. And they are trying to find a way in this circle. And if the other team that's holding them out just hears that AWM, they're like, we can't peek. If we peek and one of us gets shot, we're done. Right? That'd be crazy.
We peak, Wheeler dead. Yeah.
Would be...
You know what? This is actually such an interesting way for you to make the Orm meta. I kind of want to get chat involved. Chat, if you agree with Hot Jukes on making the Orm a one-shot insta-elimination in the head, put 1. If you disagree, put 2. I just want to know because I want to know if I'm alone in thinking that is crazy OP if you do that for the Orm. But after, it is a rare weapon, right? You might not even get in a single game if the loot ratio is just really not working your way. So, I don't know. We'll see what the chat thinks as S2G is sending it right onto Museum, trying to get those cars and actually just going to ditch it because Alpha 7 is just a bit of a menace here on that position.
Yes, they are. Come on, chat. Make my dreams come true. Make my dreams come true. Is Alpha 7... Their dreams already came true when it comes to PMGC. They were the champs, but, you know, we're trying to see if they can continue to hold on to that title as they are looting up, all 4 players up. There's such a difference in pace when it comes from Rondo to Aaron Gale, right? Teams now just say, let's slow things down, let's get looted, because there is no revive towers here.
Yeah, you just get eliminated and there's just nothingness. Well, the lobby, I guess, is not nothingness, but you just go back to the lobby and just spectate your teammates. Yeah, this would be good. Alpha 7, get rid of that hovercraft. Deny their mobility.
Yes.
This is such a good play from Revo. I see so many times in any caliber tournament, Hot Jukes, where they see a hovercraft, they're like, no, we're going to be nice. You know what? You keep your hovercraft and we can fight later on in the game. No, you see a hovercraft? The #1 rule is you destroy that bloody hovercraft. Get rid of it because it's such a menace, especially in these flat, open-ended areas. So really good play from Alpha 7 just to try and deny that early to mid-game mobility from S2G. Love to see it.
The B2, I mean, especially considering
Even Furia.
level there. Yeah, Furia. I mean, just pop in vehicles. You have to protect that vehicle 100% or these players are going to punish you. And you can see the difference, right, from Silence versus Revo. Silence having to use those single shots because he has no extra loot, but Revel, he has all the shelter to loot, so he had no problem just dumping all kinds of mags into that hovercraft and getting it out of there.
Oh, HamCG trying to go for the godly dip here, west of their compound. Wouldn't recommend going there. It's kind of tough when you have some teams up north of you. That's kind of like the weak point from that spot. So HamCG got to be careful, though. Potato Hill. Ooh. Okay. Going to get a little bit active here. Tiamba looking to reposition. Really good response. Aurora pushes up on your 2-2 split on Potato. You just give up the western side. Let Aurora take it up for free. And now you can coexist on Potato Hill. You can share it for the time being because it's dead center on this circle. Love the respectful approach from both teams of Aurora. Not chasing it down. And Tiamba just giving it up because it's just not worth it on Circle 1 to take that fight.
Yeah, I mean, so many teams are just like, you know what, we get into an engagement here, we're getting third-partied for sure. So, I mean, even though there's not too, I mean, there's quite a few squads actually pretty near Potato Hill. Aurora showing their respect, just putting out some little pop shots. Hey, you know what, we're here. You guys stay over there. Let's see where the next zone goes.
Yeah, especially if you hear Mini 14 and hands off top, you run. You don't peek. It feels like he's got the one-shot orm in his hands. You know, that's how good he is with a Mini 14. So you've got to be a bit cautious. As the circle did shift, Pachinki Field still in play, Potato Hill dead center, so much more value added to Potato Hill because of that phase 2 shift. Aurora, Tiamba looking good. But you said right, Hodgix, there's a few teams already spread out all around the side of Potato Hill. Is anyone going to be willing to go for phase 2 crash? I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of still really valid options to commit to. But yeah, I don't know. Some teams might be like, you know what, YOLO, let's send it. We just need to be top 15. We can afford to take a bit of a risk on day 1.
Yeah, I mean, especially for the first Erangel, right? You could definitely afford to take a little bit of risk. The side of Pachinki is completely open, so somebody can wrap and try to hold that side here. But most of these teams are all trying to set her up as much as they physically can. You can see S2G. This is where you're going to park it up right here towards shelter. This is a great position because regardless of where the zone goes, they're going to have a great opportunity to rotate. But where that UAS was parked, they're not going to be able to get it, but at least they protected one of their vehicles.
I do wonder how SGG is going to try and make their way out of there without their hovercraft. Oh, Carrillo! Spotted out by Solke. That's the IGL picking up. The IGL warfare. The 1v1 is happening. Solke beats out Carrillo. But still, if there's anyone that's okay to lose, right, First Blood, you even get a graphic when... Oh, I like that. I like that. That's really cool. If you lose an IGL, I'm of the opinion that it doesn't matter that much, right, just because you can steal IGL from the grave. You can look at your players' POVs, and you can still tell them where to go, what to do. So... Carrillo Shaw is out, but in spirit, he's still very much present in this game. Don't worry.
Yeah, and if you're Soul K and you want to take out Carrillo in a 1v1, it's better to do it when he's in a vehicle driving away. Yeah. That is when you're going to do it right there. So Carrillo getting busted on rotation. Meanwhile, we see S2G trying to hold the entire side of shelter. But this zone, right, they're going to have to start moving away from it. They're just keeping an eye out, trying to figure out the safe path out of here. As a matter of fact, I wonder why he's... Yeah, okay. They spotted Alpha 7. Now he's going to go ahead and rotate back to his squad. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, by the way, all these player pictures, some of them have this pendant in their hand. And
yeah.
Actually, you know what? Pause on that topic as Kamikaze is going to get pushed up, and that's an instant knock from Federalis with the DBS. Flushing it out, not even giving him a chance to get some backup from his team of MCG and Lost. So S2G down to just a single, well, not a single, only a duo now in this game. So a bit of a tough one. But yeah, some of the players have this pendant. And I feel like it's like last year where in the finals they would put their bullets in the trophy. I feel like we're going to have something similar with this like crystal pendant thing. That I like that theme. And I'm excited to see what that trophy is going to look like with those pendants.
We'll see indeed. I'm looking forward to seeing that come finals time. Well, you have to get there, though. That's the first part. Here is this next zone goes on up. It is going to be a school central circle. That's going to be so great for so many of these squads. Aurora looking good. KRX going to be in great central position. The entirety of school is wide open. The thing about school, though, is if you take that spot, there's like practically no leaving it. So if you go there, man, you're set up. But you got to hope that zone locks onto school.
Yeah, that's going to be the hope for these guys. LGD going to be sending it. Actually, I'm surprised LGD are committing so early to school when Rozok and Rozok Hill in particular still in play.
Right.
You could even go for a 3-1 split or even a 2-2 split if you want to. I feel like it's good to have a good scope of the land, of what's happening around school, and then you just kind of send your players to solidify the fortress of school itself. And actually, if you want, there's a cool trick I saw a few days ago. You can actually go on the rooftop of the swimming pool with a bike. If you build up enough momentum, you can go up there, and it's impossible to get eliminated. So I wonder if anyone's going to try and use that strat as Doc instantly getting taken out of the equation. The Thunder Talk, are they going to commit to it, or are they going to try and leave the premises?
Ooh, wow.
As Doc not flushed out, so that should be Aurora back as a full team. But yeah, Thunder Talk making it known that they do mean business here on Erangel.
Yeah, I think this is one of those most dangerous times to try to get into a big engagement because the third party will definitely happen. So hey, if you get the knock, try to go for the thirst. If you can't get it, it makes sense to kind of just hold off for a little bit longer and wait to see where this next zone is going to go. I do agree, though, what you were talking about earlier with LGD. You know, committing to school is, I think, a bit of a gamble for them, right? I mean, if the zone locks on it, great decision. If it goes away down south, it's going to be pretty difficult. But meanwhile, K1, right? They saw Razhak Hill and that entire area wide open there. They'll say, hey, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to give up that position on the mountaintop. K1 going to be able to use it to its full extent. As Thunder Talk on a very healthy position. I would even go to say a very unhealthy position because guess what? It's a nade range of Aurora. Top, that's an insane nade if it connects. There's no way. Yeah, I was going to say that would be one of the most insane nades to connect. As Top is playing with the M1 Garand. And we all know the Mini 14 is still the best DMR. But the M1 Garand, if you can hit your shots, the DPS of that weapon is through the bloody roof. So Top, with that weapon, especially with an 8-time scope, if he gets those headshots, man, he could get some big damage done this game.
Yes, he can. Plus, he's got that little bayonet there at the end. Oh, man, imagine we saw a bayonet finish here. That would be
I've never
absolutely
seen
insane.
one.
I've never seen one either.
I don't even know the is the damage good? I've never seen it in esports, so I have no idea. Because everyone just tends to swap to the pan.
Yeah, I've tried using it in classics, but man, I wasn't able to get an elimination with it. It's tough.
Yeah, I did it with a bayonet on the M1 Garand, and the guy against me had an S12K. Well, you know, you pretty much know how that went down. Not in my favor.
Yeah, I think S12K has a little slight advantage over that. But we'll see who's going to have the advantage in this next zone as Obscure gets knocked from Young Galacticos, and the circle going a little bit south of school. I want to see what LGD does in this situation because, I mean, man, yeah, once you take school, it's really difficult to leave it. I think they're just going to have to commit there. Meanwhile, RRQ are going to have to go ahead and push up from the south. So many teams on that eastern side. Yeah, Alpha 7 getting a knock here or getting a player knocked is going to be so tough because it's just going to slow down their rotation so much.
Look at BTR, though. They're kind of looking to take the high ground position to just get rid of Alpha 7. This is a good, aggressive play. Not even in the play zone. They went out of their way to eliminate all of Alpha 7. The drive-by gets the point. It's onto Guizao.
Wow.
And that's it. The Brazilian team is fully eliminated. Bigatron took, what, 5 seconds to get the squad wipe? BTR were insane on that aggression, and they didn't even need the full team to get the win. What the hell just happened?
Beautiful, beautiful decision there for Bigatron. Not messing around. I mean, taking these early fights are so risky, but Bigatron realized, hey, let's go outside a circle. They're wide out in the open. We can clean this up super quick, put some points on the board as this rotation is going to be difficult. So a smart play from Bigatron, and it pays off.
Seems like we're going to have a bit of a clash here happening. Onto Mini Pachinki here. It's going to be Alula, KRX, and also the side of K1 that went for Big Sen from Rozok over to this area. And one crash is also happening in the meantime, Hot Jukes. In school, it's Regnum Karya crashing onto the compound of Thunder Talk. And so far, Thunder Talk, do you have the man advantage? Going to be turning it, but BTR just so hungry this game for eliminations. They smell blood in the water. They know they have an opportunity to third party and get a huge position in this circle. BTR looking so aggressive, and I'm loving it.
And now Regnum Karya getting taken out by LGD. When did they get there? Now you see Wild holding that position. LGD committing to this school spot early. Wild got that shotgun, though. He's all by his lonesome. Does he have the angles? Playing it very, very quietly. LGD not messing around. They're playing very close together here. They do not want to make a mistake.
This is good. This is the very typical Chinese gameplay, which is the synergy and timing is beautiful. Every single team just does so well. They're really trying to give as little a gap as possible to the enemy teams to get an advantage and a drop on you. So far, loving what we've seen from them. But I love the third party from BTR. They didn't go straight into school. They went actually for the swimming pool area, the gymnasium. So not looking to take that fight head on, trying to be a bit more strategic about it. Back onto Potato Hill fight, though. Reefus was eliminated down to top. Doc and Ziol as Furia looking their way, peppering the area, but they're also sandwiched between Furia and Wolves. This is not looking good for the side of Aurora. One goes down, followed by a second. Doc, the sole survivor. Can he redeem this fight?
Let's see what Top can do. Or I'm sorry, Doc, as we're going to look on over to Elementrix holding on this top end side of this plateau. Doc on the move, trying to find a spot in this zone. He's going to be leaving his team and trying to put some points on the board all by himself. And it looks like this rock is going to be the safest place for him for now. But it's not that safe, to be honest.
I'm surprised they let Wolves just take that position for very little, right? Expanded utility and overall resources. It was so quick. And Aurora just fumbled under that pressure. Wolves pincering them between themselves and Furia, and it seemed like Aurora just could not do anything at that moment in time. Though next circle shift is about to pop up, and it's going straight up north. School still in play. And I just blinked and I missed it, but Bigatron left School, went right next to Chiamba, southeast of the circle. BTR, I don't know what they're doing, but it's working clearly.
Hey, they're moving. That's what they're doing, right? They're not messing around. They're moving from POI to POI. I love the fact that they did take that gymnasium area, right? They were like, you know what? We'll hold this spot. They end up stealing that player on a Regnum Cario, so they get the point. But they also put themselves in a position to where if the zone shifted, they were able to easily rotate away. They moved down south, but they're saying, you know what? I don't think that was the best decision. Now they're moving right back to the gymnasium. But let's see if they're going to be able to hold it.
You know what? Maybe Gymnasium was a little bit better here. So, I think that's a very good response from Bigatron. They instantly see the circle. They know there's a lot of teams. I mean, look at this. Furia, Thunder Talk, Aurora, Doc from Aurora, and also the entirety of Wolves just tumbling down the mountainside. So you want to try and avoid that like the plague, and that's exactly what Bigatron did. So I'm loving it as Furia Chief picked off instantly. That's not working out as planned, and Furia can have a bit of a bad time. Down to just the duo is going to be Ayala and Higor. Unless they can get that res, which seems almost impossible. He's way too far away. Silence will get flushed out by QZ. Now it's going to be Furia now as a duo. Comes out a little bit of a pincer play, right? 2 decent entry points. But LGD have the rooftop in play, especially for WayG. I think Furia might be living their last few moments in this game, Hot Jukes. That survival rate is looking insanely low.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, the bet that LGD took to be able to take School so early on, I'm telling you, if that zone goes to School, you are winning this game and getting a bunch of eliminations. If it goes away, it is not looking too good for you. Meanwhile, Jan, with the peak down to 1 HP. But I'm telling you, with this position, they are so locked in right now.
Oh, that's it.
Ling, though, runs out, gets hurt.
Yep. We're finally starting to lose a lot of the big names here. Tian, good pick on the angle around Ayala. Sure, his teammate gets knocked, but that's an instant res onto Ling S. D+, not having to fight, really. Apartment's still in play. They're down to a duo. They don't have to fight it, but you know what? One team that's got an angle is going to be Gemfos. Almost gets the double, but luckily enough, Tian able to make it barely out. But, got to be careful there. Go and hide a little bit deeper. Ling S, taking that sweat off his brow because that was a bit of a stressful encounter.
Liaz is like, come on, res me. But hey, that's always the rule there, folks, is you have to heal yourself first before you pick up your teammate. And they are definitely doing that.
Doc got awake as a solo. He got the backstab play. No way. Doc is still there and he's doing stuff.
I'll take those. I mean, that's what you got to do, right? When you're a solo player, the odds of you winning the match are like practically none. But if you can steal some points, that's what you got to do. Doc, laying down, hearing those buggies of Thunder Talk drive by. He's like, go away. Go away. And they're not. Meanwhile, D+, Kia, in an engagement with Tianba. Nobu getting knocked here. Chips haven't hit the lay down. It gets knocked with the nade. Great utility usage from Tianba as they are picking apart D+ Kia.
Tianba definitely looking good, using that plateau to its full potential, keeping himself safe, playing around their utility, their grenades in particular, and so far it's been doing wonders. As Thunder Talk, I like what they're doing, waiting for the circle to shift. It does shift away. They have to go for a big play. I would say a third party onto Tianba and D+ would be the right approach, as they get third party by Razak with the M4 from School. School is just literally the reason why so many of these teams are going to get eliminated is because of that 2-team setup, that symbiotic relationship between BTR and LGD. They're making insane moves on this game as D+ still getting peppered, getting absolutely wrecked by these nades coming their way, thrown by the Chinese team of Tianba. It's QZ though in a 1v1. Can he find the sole survivor of Korea?
Oh, my back.
But he has to run back, yeah.
Getting shot in the back as well, but he gets the knock. QZ, I'll tell you what, making moves here as he hops in the vehicle. Gonna try to go ahead and get looted up there. He is in this next circle, so he's sitting pretty. I'll tell you what, the one thing is LGD, these guys knew something, we did it, because this zone has locked on to School, and these two teams are putting in work. And big shout out to Bigatron, Vitality as well. These guys have been moving all day long, just trying to find the best position, and they found it. And this could be a great, great game for them.
Well, this could be huge. There's still a hovercraft in play. It's going to be in the hands of RRQ. It's quite open here on the western side of school, so if they can make full use of it, maybe even just create a bit of a fortress around that hovercraft, there could be some big moves happening as Doc spotted out the entire wrath of KRX just chucked in his overall vicinity. I feel like this might just be the last few seconds of Doc alive in this game as the blue engulfs his area. If you're Doc, I would even say go ahead and deny it. It's just not worth it. Alula, though, the crash is happening. He gets it onto Z's. K1 falling like flies. And Alula, again, after their chicken dinner on Rondo, they mean business on Erangel.
They are holding it down. So Alula putting in work. Now you got KRX trying to make the push. And Alula is hurt here. Let's see what Reb can do all by his lonesome. He's trying to get this res off. It doesn't look like likely, though, as KRX are going to go ahead and get that thirsted finish.
Flush it, yeah. There you go. All the points. Confirm them if you can. Down to just one is going to be quick. They did some good plays last game on Rondo with that chicken dinner. Claws, though, cannot say the same here. He was taken out relatively early in that crash. But RRQ with the hovercraft. 4 vehicles crashing straight onto school. And Mao Mao from LGD just saying, this is not worth it. I'm going to reposition with my squad. Get closer to the center of the circle. I like this response from Mao Mao as Gen Fosto flushed out instantly. But quick, he gets the nade onto KRX. Korea falling down, crumbling like it's nothing. And that is going to be the win. Alula surviving once again. How does it keep happening?
And I'll tell you how. The side of Thunder Talk right there, putting in some work from the backside. That is how you do it. Meanwhile, RRQ trying to put some work onto LGD. But this wall is so difficult to hold. They're going to have to do it with some utility. But if LGD has some utility on their side, they're going to be able to definitely punish RRQ. Let's see what they can do.
I'm surprised that we saw 2 players there, Mao Mao and Ling S, trying to actually push out in the open when you have this roof still in play. Like, sure, you've got to be a little bit cautious of the teams down south, but you've got some cover so you can play it just fine. Mao Mao gets confirmed. That is a very unnecessary elimination to suffer. And now they're going to go out, dip down into the blue zone. RRQ trying to make something happen here with these smokes, trying to keep themselves hidden from the incoming sprays of LGD. Will it be Indonesia or will it be China to secure the win in school? As you have actually 2 Indonesian teams, right? You have BTR and RRQ. But LGD, I would say, a bit of a throw there. Losing a player for literally no good reason whatsoever.
Yeah, they were trying to, I guess, hold that position for where we're going to see them kind of reach. But you're right. I mean, they had the blue zone to their advantage as well. They could have just held that spot and
this
just
is split.
keep away. Yeah, now we're going to see RRQ in the, like, right up close and personal with LGD. And we see the S12Ks coming on out. Let's see what RRQ could do here.
Trying to close that gap. And now the strong synergy and timing that I talked about for LGD earlier is just, it feels like a different team. All that confidence is just lost. They're so spread in a 2-1 split. One play in the back, though. RRQ's got to be a little bit cautious of how they play it.
Nice
Peko
knock.
going to get picked off. That's going to be a good early elimination secure for yourself. Lepar, Thiren, can they survive the encounter? As Bigatron, they have the circle. If you're Bigatron, Hotrix, I would say this is the best time to send it for third party.
Let's see if they're going to do it, though. But meanwhile, LGD getting some work with those shotguns. And, just like, Viren with the 1v2 gets the thirst. And things have turned on the side of LGD. Now it's just Ling S. Let's see what he can do. Jump shot gets the confirm. And that is RRQ out. But LGD, now they are just getting punished.
Ooh, can he make it? Can he make it to the cover? Ooh, yes, he can. Though Bigatron actually already somewhat left the vicinity, right? They left some portions of school. Axel going to be the anchor point in the center of the circle. We still have Alula, quick, surviving. Thunder Talk. This is a very strong Chinese finish here. In the top 5 3-0s are from China, Hodrix. You have LGD solo, you have QZ solo, Pyamba, and then you still have the side of Thunder Talk. This is looking like a Chinese chicken dinner on game 2.
I'll tell you one thing. QZ, just a monster with those shots. Absolutely lasering these folks. Meanwhile, you got Axel keeping an eye on him, waiting to see where the next zone's gonna go. Bigatron, all 4 players up, looking so good, poised to win this game. Let's see if they can close it out.
I'm gonna backtrack. It's not a Chinese win anymore.
just like that.
I was like, Thunder Talk, maybe if they can get the shots on BTR, and BTR said, sit down. Federales, though, going to get knocked by QZ, but still, even then, the nades will just come in left, right, and center. Axel is there to confirm it. That's going to be LGD, still making it to top 4, so decent amount of eliminations and also placement points. Good usage of school for the entirety of this game, realistically. But BTR will get themselves the reset onto Federalis. Same for Razak, hopefully, as QZ still has a functioning vehicle, and he's going to go for the big push here, crossing the roadside, trying to take the fight, trying to take Destiny in his own hands as he sends it right into the smoke. The damage is taken, but Quick with a third party gets the angle. That's Razy down.
Unbelievable push. Now Quick getting thirsted, but that is it. It's gonna be Bigatron to win the first Erangel here in the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational, and they did it in just such calculated fashion. Their movement in this Erangel match was second to none.
Oh yeah, and you can see, even Federalis has got the dog tag. He's got that dog in him right now. He's ready to go. What the dog doing? Getting chicken dinners, apparently, Hodrix. That is what is happening for this squad. And for a team that I feel like had a lot of hype back during PMGO Season 1, fell flat on their faces during the finals of said event. This looked so good. Especially their fight onto Alpha 7, Hodrix. That fight took 5-10 seconds tops from the initiation of the fight on the first knock into the actual full squad wipeout. And then the way they were playing and maneuvering between different locations, between Potato Hill, apartment, and back into school. I'm loving it. This is the Bigatron I wanted to see in PMGO. It took a while to get there, but man, BTR looking so good on Game 2.
It's so difficult, guys, to make those kind of moves at a stage like this, right? You have to play perfectly. You have to have the confidence to go outside a circle to just get up a few points rather than prioritizing position. And it worked out as we take a look at our MVP. It's Federalis.
And you see he's got that little jewel. Wait. Oh, no, it's a bullet. Oh, yeah, just like last year then. It's a bullet. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a crystal or gem or something, but no, it's actually a bullet. And I believe they're going to slot it into the trophy and like, that trophy's mine. And so far, it's looking quite likely with this kind of gameplay we witnessed from good old Bigatron by Vitality. And you know what, actually, one thing that's interesting is because Vitality acquired Bigatron, Bigatron's points at PMWC are going to count towards Vitality from what I saw. So Vitality pulled the pickup of the year if this is the gameplay we get from BTR over at PMWC.
Hey, that'd be fun to watch for sure. Making the right decisions, and they definitely did this entire game here. Alula put in some points on the board as well again. This school finish, though, this priority from LGD, a great decision for them to take school, but then just some little slip-ups at the end ended up punishing them.
Yeah, the moment they lose Mao Mao, all hell breaks loose, right? It's just ROQ gives them a bit of confidence. They try and get the fight going their way, and they somewhat do because they put it down to just a solo player on LGD. So good synergy and timing at the start. It kind of fell apart later on in the game, so I feel like this is still a good learning opportunity. It's just Game 2, still some good showcase of what this roster of LGD can bring to the international table. As BTR, of course, again, will be your chicken dinner squad. So they get 10 eliminations, 10 placement points, 20 points total. And with the last game we had earlier from Alula that got another good finish, right? Quick secured a second place. I believe Alula should still be number 1, and we should have a second place being the good old squad of Bigatron by Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, a beautiful game on this squad, from this squad. I mean, I love to see teams just constantly on the move the entire game, because this was so difficult is when you're at such a big tournament, especially a LAN max, when you're in a comfortable position in circle, it is so difficult to leave it, right? You start second guessing yourself. You're like, man, we're set, right? Why should we move? But Bigatron are like, you know what? I don't care if this is a comfortable spot. It's not the best spot. Let's make a move, right? Let's go outside a circle. Let's pick up these points quick, then get going. And they did it with zero hesitation as a full team. It is so difficult to do, but they showed that, you know what? Whatever happened in the PMGO finals, right? That's over. We're now in a different tournament and we can't play.
It looked like a team with a plan, and they just committed to the plan every single step of the way, which is just a beautiful thing to witness here in the global scene. With that said, looking at our leaderboards, of course, as we expected, Alula is going to be up there thanks to their chicken dinner, followed by second place secured by Quick. So individually, we saw Claws do great on the first game. This time it was Quick getting some quick, witty plays here onto KRX in particular with those grenades. So good to see them up in first place. And it is rare. I would say it is very rare to see Mina at the top of the rankings. We do have some glimmers of hope for Mina. Like last year, PMGC, we saw some good stuff from, in particular, I forgot his name. One play from R8. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I just had a bit of a blank there. And then back last year during PMGO in Uzbekistan, we also had a really strong finish from Enigma Galaxy. So every once in a while, you have Mina that just pops off out of nowhere and then they go back into hiding. This could be the event, and it could be Al-Ula doing so well. It was Amori. There you go. I got the name back. But this could be Mina doing well on the global scene once again at PMMI.
And it all came from that Rondo chicken dinner. I'll tell you, you get a 3v4 situation going, you're going to be feeling really, really good. And look at that, quick with 7 eliminations. 7?
He's there.
Unreal. And then Claws also there with 5 as well. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, Alula, perfect start on today.
Yeah, they were definitely a good start. I mean, good ceiling S up there. Sunan again, we saw some insane nades on Rondo, and we didn't see his POV too often from K1, but if he's got the numbers, you know what, definitely doing some big work as QZ. Whoa! Okay, wait, are these the stats for one game or 2 games? Because this number is insane, almost 2,000 damage per game. It has to be the 2 games combined, right? Like, please, tell me I'm not going crazy. No, it's just this game?
No, you're not. Just this game. Yeah, because the Quick has 1,400 damage and he had 7 eliminations. That makes sense. So QZ, 1,800 damage. And I saw him getting up. I mean, those shots from him, I'll tell you what, such tight peaks, but just laser accuracy.
QZZ, what is going on? Looking good. You know what? I've been waiting for so long, Hot Jukes, to see a Chinese team dominate globally. Of course, last year we had the side of Weibo. But since Nova, I've been like, can we get an actual global event like PMWC or PMGC win? Right now, the firepower that's been brought by these Chinese squads is second to none, and I hope it continues on the next 4 games of today.
Yes, I do as well. But you know what? We definitely have some more matches to go, and we're going to get to them in just a minute, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Yo. I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose. Who's the beast? On the loose, say the truth. On the loose, off the chain. It's all the gauge. Yeah, getting wild. Yeah, we out the cage. It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. And I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Come in, come in. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. Eating them, beast. Eating them, feast. Fire the most, tire the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, a toothless. Living a lie and the truth is, got this power, bringing it. Play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form. Yo, it's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. Embarking on an evolution.
Yo.
Come in, come in.
Yeah.
If you wanna come and get some.
Yo.
Nothing we can't overcome. Run in, run in. So as we rise with the sun.
Yo.
We will arise and become stunning, stunning. Watch for their evolution. You can't stop what's begun. It's coming, coming.
Wait.
It's coming, coming.
Wait.
It's coming, coming.
Just you wait. Just you wait.
Yo, 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 yo. It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all fall in. It's getting wild out here. And I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Come in, come in. It's getting wild out here. It's getting wild. It's getting wild.
I got this feeling in my bones, things will work out. Nothing's gonna keep me back or turn me around. Hey. I just know it'll turn around somehow. These good vibes never run out. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational, and we are getting ready for match number 3. First Erangel is done. Lula up on top so far with 35 points. Bigatron closing in on them with 29, though. A great performance from them. Who's going to be the next one to get a chicken dinner, Max? What do you think?
The boys on screen. It's Yangon Galacticos o'clock. It's going to happen. Bringing it bang from Myanmar. We'll see what they can do this time around. Why giggling? Why giggling?
Bringing it down from last place. I thought that's what you were going to say, because right now they're
Well, no,
last.
I mean, technically you could when you add the teams of Group Yellow. So
Yeah.
it could get below 16th. But no, I feel like Yangon Galacticos, they're going to pick it back up again. I want to see more aggression from this team. That's the one thing that I feel like has been lacking so far from this roster. But rotationally speaking, they are a gem, a diamond in the rough. And they've won PMWC in the past. You know what? Another global event is definitely in the cards for this Myanmar-based lineup. Alula, though, no, a lot of momentum. Looking so confident, especially after PMGO Season 1. They were a little bit disappointing. But here, putting the glasses on, locked in on the game. So excited to see if they can maintain that number 1 position, where literally the entire lobby Hotchix is just chasing them down.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, it's so crazy as I look at the bottom of the leaderboards, right? I mean, Yangon Galacticos, I would love to see a chicken dinner from them and just really just show how powerful this lobby is. Because you look at the bottom, you got Yangon Galacticos in last, right? But right above them, Magnum Caria, RRQ, KRX, Alpha 7, D plus Kia. Like, I mean, it's just this lobby is absolutely wild here. Anybody could definitely have a huge comeback. And let's see if one of those teams is going to be able to do it as we get ready for match number 3. The plane is flying. Let's get into some more Erangel action.
Bit of a kinder plane compared to our first game. There was a very Eastern focused. This time it's going to be sending it from Zaki all over to Milta Power on the Eastern coast. So a lot of teams going to be able to make it to their drop location if you have to go for a bit of a stretch. On Orangle, what's quite a good strat is you send it to the west of Hospital on that highway. Just stretch right down to Permostion. And if you want to go for a cross over the bridge after, like maybe for the side of Aurora, they could go on the bridges, or they can go for a secondary drop opportunity, which is going to be Severny, which I've said this for, it feels like years now, Hot Jukes, where I was like, Aurora, now previously as APG, even when they were known as 4MV, they were just so adamant on always sending it to military base, and I hated it. I hated it so much. But now they're actually going for a secondary drop location, which is Severny, which is the complete opposite side of the map. I like this from Aurora, so thank you. It took like 3 years to get there, but we got there in the end, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, started from the bottom. Now they're there, dude. They're all the way at the top. It's Severny. So, interesting strategy, right? I wonder what that was like when the coach was talking to them. Oh,
Ooh.
and it plays out. They get a northern circle as well. They're like, where should we go next on the map? Perhaps the complete opposite direction? You know,
It's a good way to do it. Like, if you have a plane that's
Yeah.
very unkind to your main drop location, you want to have a secondary option on the other side of the map, which literally is Saverni. Like, maybe further away would be what, Zaki, but who goes to Zaki except for RRQ? It's a stinky place. I don't like it. I don't like Zaki. Nobody likes it.
It's too far to the left. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
Yeah.
I can imagine the coach is telling Aurora, look, just imagine Saverni is military, just upside down. Okay? Just the same rotations, just in the other direction. So Aurora, I mean, it works out for them, especially considering what this circle is like. Stalber is still wide open. It's the new Stalber as well. So I wonder if we're going to see a team take it early and get looted up. I do see Bigatron on the move to the north side early. So that'd be interesting to watch. But yeah, all these teams getting looted up here, getting ready for the match.
Actually, you know what? As we're waiting for the teams to go for their looting stage, early rotations, yada yada yada, you know, typical PUBG Mobile esports start where it's very passive early on. I want to go back on the topic we had last game of update 4.4 that we know as a fact, right, is in here, and I mentioned how the DMRs, bolt action have been buffed, right, and how shotguns have been nerfed. In particular, the bloom, the spread of the bullets has been nerfed. It's increased so that it's harder to hit your shots. It didn't feel nerfed at all, that last game. I'm not going to lie. DBSs, S12Ks, the pump, all the shotguns were still used up in every team. The nerf, sorry to say to the devs, it did nothing.
It did absolutely not. It's so funny because I've been testing it on stream with some other pro players, right? And we're like, okay, guys, what do we think? Consensus is like 0 difference. Like, we're still using shotgun M4 right now.
Which sucks because I've been using it and I swear I can't hit my shots anymore with the S12K. And then these guys do it. It's like, oh, it's the same. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just bad. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
The shotgun tech is so wild. So for those of you guys that haven't like tried some of the new tech that these guys are using, right? They have a way of just being able to, they call it the shotgun whip, right? Peek. And they crouch so quick, it's like your player kind of teleports almost a little bit, and you can't even see the player as the shot gets hit. So it's tough to do, but once you get that muscle memory, it's so dang strong. And I think that's why, you know, even if you go and make adjustments and tweaks like that, it just really doesn't matter. Because in CQC, if it's one shot knock, it's still going to be the meta.
Yeah, I could do the shotgun whip. It's my internet. I can't. It won't let me. But I could do it otherwise. Don't worry. Trust.
That's always what it is, you know. And I do this. I blame the same dang thing, you know.
Bloody internet.
For some reason, all these players have perfect internet, though. I don't know what's going on with it.
Well, they're all together in a LAN event, so you would hope they would have good internet. As BTR.
That's true.
Yeah, then the new updated Stolber. Well, it's new. It's what, like half a year, maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
I do like this area. It's fun. You got the zip line. This is the only area on Erangel, by the way, that has a zip line, which I've seen used in an esports lobby maybe once on a very Stolber-centric finish. But the amount of elevation, this main building, the observatory, is insane. You can see anyone come in on top of Stolber from a mile away. And if you have nades in particular, which in this case, Razy's got 4 grenades, and anyone tries to park on the walls down below, make it rain. Just make it rain. So BTR, good rotation. I love the macro aspect of Bigatron Hot Troops. We saw at the last game how quick they were to go for fights and pivot from location to location. Here, they saw that circle. Like, we know Stolber, no one's dropping there. Just send it and loot up all of Stolber and Kameshki, which is what Razak and Federalis are doing. So that 2-2 looting stage from them is a thing of absolute beauty. So I'm loving this macro gameplay of Bigatron. It's amazing.
I'm telling you, I do too. I mean, just watching them leave zone to take out Alpha 7, that got me so hyped because, you know, making decisions like that on the fly, because it's make or break if your team hesitates in the slightest, right? Bigatron, their whole macro last game, 0 hesitation. All 4 players just moving as though they're like one singular entity, right? And that is how you do it there. And even when it comes to this call to move up to Stalber, split loot Kameshki, they're on the move very, very fast. Their decision making is just showing 0 hesitation. And again, it's so difficult to have that level of quickness, especially at such a huge LAN event.
Yeah, I would say in global lobbies in particular, the #1 issue for teams is not, you know, enemy teams. And so, well, of course they are because they're the ones that are going to eliminate you. But the #1 issue for teams in a global stage is being hesitant, taking too long to make a decision, commit to your decision. That has been my biggest gripe with teams, and especially like 4 Thrives, PMGO Season 1 Finals. Their day 2, the main reason why Ulf caught up as much as they did is because 4 Thrives were just so hesitant at times. And luckily enough, they had enough of a gap where it was really tough for Ulf to catch up, but just stop being hesitant if possible. I would prefer, this is my genuine hot take, by the way. Maybe it's not a hot take. I don't know. We'll see what you think.
Sure.
I would prefer a team committing as a 4-man squad to a bad play than being hesitant and doing multiple plays, split up, and just not being sure what to do. I feel like your chances of a victory is insanely higher compared to just doing just random stuff compared to just committing to a play altogether.
Yep, 1000% agree. I mean, I think that's what you have to do here, and especially if your IGL makes the call, you can't have any hesitation, even if it is a bad play. If you do hesitate, then it's your fault, right? Because you don't really know if that play would have worked out or not, right? You got to full commit as a team. And it's so funny that you say that when you were talking about it, is because it reminds me, and now we're looking at Aurora. I don't know if you saw that TikTok with Doc.
There's been a lot of TikToks with Doc.
yeah, there was a TikTok with Doc where it just showed like, hey, so the next player that you have to face is you, and it just shows Doc like in his previous jersey. That was so sick.
I do like those edits. Those are quite sick.
And that's what it is about, though, right? It's just kind of like facing yourself, facing your own decisions, and making those decisions so rapidly as a full team. And yeah, I mean, I think full committing as a squad, no matter what the decision is going to play out. It's playing out for BTR. I just hope that they continue to do that, not just in this group, but they're in their next group stage event, and as well as hopefully in the finals for them.
You know what? Doc really is Naruto. He's got, he's a great player. He's got perfect control of his chakra and everything and his ninjutsu. But he's got that demon fox inside of him, and sometimes he just peeks out and you're just like, what just happened? Doc just went crazy. What play? What's this rotation? And then he just calms down again, back to Naruto vibes. So yeah, he is really him. He is the main character if you let him be.
That's a fact. That is a fact for sure. I mean, Aurora, what a roster right now. Currently in 5th place, right? They're sitting pretty right now. They could definitely make things happen here as we take a look at this next circle. It goes back down south, so very kind of a little bit more eastern from the school finish that we saw. But we're seeing a lot of teams make their push downwards. BTR going to have to come down from Stalber. Meanwhile, you got...
Oh, wait. K1's there? Okay. On the low.
All right. A little gatekeep action early on, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's...
Just in case.
I wouldn't call it gatekeep because K1 is definitely not ready for this heat. They have a massive 2-2 split. They got 2 players on Stolber Mountain, 2 players in Northern Yasnaya Polyana. They are not set up for this fight. And good response from K1. This is not worth it. You have a little bit too big of a gap between your 2-2 split. Regroup if you can. And Bigatron might take a few shots just to demand respect out of K1. Quick little spray. There you go. Pushing them back into the depth of Yasnaya Polyana. And this is good for Bigatron to let that rotate happen and not continue their own rotation because it just gives them a bit of a better scope of the land of where teams are so they can have a better entry point in the circle. They know as a fact that K1 is right ahead of them, so they should be going for a little bit of an eastern rotation to try and get their way into phase number 2. So good response from the 2 teams, realistically.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you want to avoid that engagement, absolutely. So K1, get away from it, and BTR just taking their time, getting that lay of the land like you mentioned, and now going to find a way in the circle. It's still zone 2, right? So you have plenty of time to just think, figure out what you're going to do into this next zone, but the longer you take, a lot of those positions are going to be long gone. Some squads that still need to move on into this circle. You got RRQ making a move all the way from the pretty much the beach at this point. You got Yang Galacticos that need to move into this circle as well. But so far, so good. Still every single player remaining as they start getting ready to heat things up in this next stage, Max.
I don't know if you saw that very interesting 3-1 split from Tiamba. Oh, there you go. We got a little bit of a POV. So they got the 3 players in this area, which I hate this area because it's very easy to lose cars. It's hard to protect it fully. Like here, for example, if Regnum Carrier peek over your car, the wheels instantly pop. So I hope you got a bit of extra loot from those gas stations to get it back in working condition. But Eagle was very far to the eastern side, next to Alamo, next to D plus Kia, actually, to be specific.
Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of, they were trying to fish. They put like the hook out with the bait. The bait was Eagle.
Come on over.
If a team crashes it, they got that 3-player angle and they just spray down the location. There's no protection whatsoever. That might be the play. I don't like the split personally, so I do like to see Eagle back in the vehicle trying to rotate. But they were trying to do something for sure. I would love to talk to them to know why. Why is this 3-1 split happening? Because it's quite rare to see it go down the way they were doing it this game.
Well, you know what? The zone shifts, so that's got to go out the window. Now it's time to get moving here. Let's see how they push in. They have Loxy pre-firing just in case, not taking any chances as the zone is closing here. The Yasnaya Field north side. We're going to see some teams start making that move. D plus Kia finding a nice central position. Tianba dead central in this one. And Aurora coming in from the south side. Going to find a nice spot.
You can always tell a lobby is insanely stacked when you have yet to get a single elimination on stage 3, right? No shenanigans on the early game, no weird hot drops, early game rotates. Like, no, we are taking it as slow as humanly possible. So I'm enjoying it. This lobby definitely putting some S++ tier action on your screens. It's KRX. A little bit of a tough hiding spot. I always hate it when you have to try and hide in one of these garages. One off angle and your team gets fully eliminated. Wolves do pick up Elementrix and we'll get back into hiding. But KRX here, got to be careful and definitely hide those cars well. And they do hide it right behind that wall. So that's some good tech here to park those cars.
Holding it down. Got to make sure you have some just in case that zone shifts away from you. Wolves on the move as well. Everybody just kind of holding that spot. That's always the hardest part too, Max, right? For any like new squad that makes it to the highest level of PUBG Mobile esports, you know, they're used to playing these different scrims. They're used to playing their own little mini regions. And then they get here and they see, and it happens every single time. I talk to these players like, hey, what happened? They're like, dude, there's 64 players alive in zone 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? This is so different. He's like, we just realized that by zone 2, everything taken, you know? And that is the hardest part to kind of overcome here. And it just goes to show, right? Like the top squads, Max, they realize that, you know what? When we don't have that most favorable position, we got to get those eliminations because it's going to be tough to win this one. And those squads that do get those favorable spots, hey, we got to win this one and we got to win it big.
Yeah, you got to leverage those strong positions to maybe just get a top 5, top 3, even a chicken dinner in the best kind of situation. So that's going to be the main goal for all of these guys as Thunder Talk, Sitting, Jing, Awake, AJ, all going for their quick southern rotation away from Potato Hill. Got to be careful though. Aurora is in the shadows, lingering, waiting for their time to strike. They are currently in a bit of a split. They got actually not a bit of a split. This is a massive 2-2 split. Aurora got 2 players northeast of apartment, and they're getting surrounded by Thunder Talk. Yes, Aurora, thank you. No ego fighting, no useless engages. Pops, this is not worth it. Let's get right back onto Dockham Reefers. Where was this Aurora back during PMGO, Hot Jukes? Where were they?
Oh, man, so smart. And I got to agree that the zone goes away from them, though. They're already in the vehicles. I wonder if they're going to just kind of hit a little bit of a U-turn. Yep, they're going to go ahead and try to find a spot in this next circle. Alpha 7 has the hill, though. Yeah, once they saw that, they're going to like, you know what? We got to park it out and think this one out just a little bit more.
Got to be careful there. Yeah, Alpha 7 trying to snatch away the high ground of Regnum Karia, which they've done so successfully without really spilling too much blood. So Regnum Karia going to have to give that spot up for free. As K1 and KRX, that's going to be China versus Korea. Fully unfolding on the battlegrounds. As Alpha 7 also picked up by Wild of Regnum. So now we reach that breaking point where there's just not enough space, Hot Chicks, for 64 players in this battlegrounds. And now the blood is being spilled all over the place. The grass will turn red as D plus Kia got himself Alamo, but BTR lingering just behind them. Looking to go for a push, and we know that the moment they decide to commit to a play, Hot Jukes, oh boy, that crash is going to go crazy.
Yes, it is. First elimination happening 15 minutes into the game.
So late,
folks. So, I mean, that is what I'm talking about. These teams playing it very calculated. Aurora just kind of teasing Alpha 7 at this point. Just saying, oh, here I am. We're out of here. And Alpha 7 gonna move up. Okay, what? They're gonna try to find a circle. What is going on here?
What's Aurora doing? Reefus is on the back end. Doc is over solo to the west. You got 2 players kind of, as you said, teasing Alpha 7, just going up and down the mountaintop with their vehicle. What is Aurora doing? What are they cooking? We just don't know. We have no idea. As Wolves RRQ.
They are cooking.
Yeah, they are cooking something. Is it going to be a good meal or is it going to be terrible? I don't know. Hopefully they'll be able to become Sanji from One Piece, because you know that it's going to be a 5-star meal. As Wolves pushed up by RRQ. Got to be careful though. Fiora's got a backside angle onto them. As Lepar, the nade, and the Orc Spray will get rid of Lepar. That's going to be the end of the line for him, it seems. Or the Viper Grenade in particular, yeah. Oh, wait, actually. Able to tank it a little bit. Can he get to his teammates and get rezzed? That nade might have a bit of a different plan in mind for him.
Goes in the building, does piece up a little bit of RRQ here. Baton waiting for the rest of his team to get up. Elementrix is now rezzed.
Push it.
Here they go on the push, little by little. Yep, they got to get this thirsted very, very quickly here. I believe they're all in the closet. Let's see what Baton can do with this nade. Oh, he's got it. This should be a good one. He knows exactly where they're at, and he gets them. 2 knocks, 1 left. Wolves picking up some serious eliminations here.
I still feel like
getting shot from the back though.
Yeah, this took a little bit too long to take, but you know what? It still happened in the end. Don't push it 1 by 1. That's a mistake. You can't afford to pull out. 1's down. Necessary Elementrix looking for the 1v2. Can they get it? They will eventually, but suffering an unnecessary casualty. North America will still come out on top, get the 4 eliminations, but Fury are like, we are getting involved in this discussion. They still have 4 players. If they don't get the res in time, it's going to be a 4v2. That fight took way too long, Hot Troops, and Furia are there to capitalize on it.
And even though it was only 1 minute, you're absolutely right. It was way too long. You cannot hesitate. That slight little slowdown punished the Wolves, and that one mistake of kind of going in 1 by 1 into that closet. Wolves now down to 2 players. Furia gonna be a thorn in their side now. Now we'll see. Watch this happen. Next zone's gonna pop. Furia are gonna have to make this push instantly.
Ooh, maybe that's the play. Oh, yeah, they have
Hold
to.
his own.
Okay, you have to send it. The god dip of TT, I was going to say TT Project. Their team tag confuses me. Thunder Talk is still going to be in play for the Chinese squad, so they're going to be pretty happy about that circle transition. But yeah, as you said, Furia, they need to do something here. They have to push it. The natural progression of the game dictates they have to get involved onto Wolves. Even if they just want to leave the compound, you can't let your backs exposed to the North American team.
Ooh.
So definitely got to transcend it. But the thing is, look at the setups on the west of this compound. You got D+ looking your way. You got Thunder Talk also wanting to get involved if they can. So you got to be very quick about it, as that nade is massive from Ayala. The ex-Team Kesso player gets it done. Necessary in a 1v4. Not looking too good here for the side of NA.
Nope. Necessary does get a knock though.
No way.
DBS jump shot. Now looking to get one more. He gets a Yala, but sits him down. Great play there from Necessary, but sitting. Oh man, said, you know what? Time to calm down there, fella.
I actually really like the Furia pushed it as early as they did, because otherwise they wouldn't have time to go for the full reset. So they have 2 minutes to work with. But oh my goodness, Necessary, that was so necessary, really, at that moment for him to get that clutch. But yeah, a really good angle, and I was expecting it was all going to be Thunder Talk or D+ that was going to get involved from a range on that skirmish. So good engage with third party from that distance. Go over to a POV of a team that's been a little bit silent this game. It's been Alpha 7. They did secure that dip that earlier on in this game was secured by Tiamba. But now they're looking at these teams. S2G crashing onto Razak of Bigatron. They get the angle, they get the shots. They're going to get prone in the distance to avoid that spray from Alpha 7. The constant barrage of bullets is never ending. But Guizao is already there. The anchor point of the team with Revo trying to nade the location of Tiamba. It's a good play, and it gets some work done. QZZ is out for the count, trying to get res. This could be the push opportunity Alpha 7 needs.
See if they're gonna pull the trigger here. Nice smokes there from Tiamba, kind of making Alpha 7 second guess this. They're trying to do some drive-by throwing nades here. Let's see if Guizao can get it. Okay, now he's cooking one. He's like, Revo, I got it. 2 seconds left. Oh, will that be it? Looks good. Oh, the bounce! What is that bounce?
How? You can go that high? I've never seen a nade bounce so hard. That was a 90-degree bounce on that utility. Okay, well, good try. And they've just said, okay, we've given up. Let's just regroup and take the fight. El Clasico right now. But yeah, that nade, it could have been a double knock onto Tiamba. But the bounce just said no. The physics all over the place. But the nade connects. It's Carrillo. He gets Eagle. Followed up by the Molotov. Can he get QZ? Yes, he can. The other nade comes through. Aking gets the first aid. It's down to Milo and Aking in the 2v4. But the double car elimination connects Brazil. Out of nowhere, secures the ridgeline. Carrillo, Revo doing God's work on that push.
That is how you get it done there. Alpha 7 taking out Tiamba. Guizao throwing that crazy nade earlier. Was like, what is this nade made out of? Flubber? You know, but the rest of those nades, those were working perfectly. That's how you do it. Alpha 7 taking out Tiamba, and now they are set up in the zone.
You know, it's interesting because PUBG Mobile is such a realistic game in the way it works and the physics and everything. And then you have those moments, it's like, oh, it is a video game. Just like, okay, we remember it is a video game. That nade bounce should not happen in real life, though. It's going to be sitting. Just making not only his enemies sit down, but the entire lobby at times. Got a good play. Molotov also going to be chucked. I wish he held on to that, but he still has 3 nades. I would say, yeah, just cook that nade if you can flush it out. But I think he's waiting to hear Furia move with the car before he starts cooking it. Peeks out. Nice elimination confirmed with the S12K.
Give me that.
Furia, you need to go for a push, and I would say sending on to Thunder Talk would be your best option. I would even send on the 3 players in a distance on AJ, on Zing, and Awake, and Igor goes on down. Furia, that rotation, the execution is just not there. It's way too slow, and because of that, they are getting punished heavily by Thunder Talk.
City throwing that heat-seeking missile, and at a perfect time, they're slowing down Furia's roll there. Meanwhile, we got LGD getting the thirst onto Doc. Aurora pieced up. 3 players still up, though. Of course, it's Doc that goes out early. They are rocking a 2-1 split, though. One of their players, Reefus, is dead center in the zone. Meanwhile, Thunder Talk holding OP dip. Sitting, gonna try to have to hold things down all by himself in that shack. With those smokes, making it very difficult for Furia to pick things out.
I really don't like what's happening from Furia. Why are we stopping in nade range? This is such a risky position. You're expanding so many of your resources just to survive in a position that, as you can see on the minimap, they're not even in the playable area. Why are we not just fully sending it? I know that Sitting, if you push onto Awake, Zing, and AJ, he has a background angle onto you. If you're not very cautious, you'll get eliminated. So you need to get rid of Sitting, and then you need to push. The nade coming out, left, right, center. None connecting yet. How is Sitting still alive in this game? This should not be allowed. He's on literally 10 HP now. 1 bullet is needed. Ayala gets it. Now you need to send it. Furia needs to go on the offensive.
Yep, and you see them trying to hop in those vehicles here. The problem is D+ now applying more pressure to Thunder Talk. That's advantageous for Furia, but they got to figure out, like, we have no choice. The zone is closing. We got to move. Chief deciding to go to the shack.
Why?
What?
You have 2 teams looking your way. You need to pick your fights and commit to it. I don't care if you push on D+ or Thunder Talk. Just pick a fight and commit to it. Furia lost 2 players for no reason. Now it's a duo, Igor, Ayala, and they're doing it again. No, please, don't go to the shed once more. Oh, they're doing it. They're going for the open area. Furia, one of the biggest throws, just not committing to a play and getting decimated by this lobby.
Completely sandwiched. They go right into the center of the crossfire. And now D+ trying to finish out Thunder Talk here, but I am not sure what Furia was thinking on that one.
Same.
Really tough play.
By the way, we have Reefus as a solo. He's just chilling on that shed in the middle.
Yeah, he
just ditched his squad. I don't need a team. I'm Reefus. I can do it on my own. And you know what? He kind of can do it. He did it in PMGO ECA. He got 1v4 with a nade. So it might happen. But Furia... And again, sorry, I know I'm harping on about Furia not doing the right play, but if the issue is they didn't want to push onto Thunder Talk because of the background angle of D+ Kia, just do a smoke as you rotate to block out the vision, and then you just commit to the fight. It's secluded in that dip. That would have been such a good option, but unfortunately, it is a bit... You know what? It's not a bit. It is a massive fumble, in my opinion. Though, over to the POV of players that we haven't talked about too much this game. S2G, the silent killers of this game, Hotchuk's got 6 eliminations. 2 for Kamikaze and 4 for the side of HamCG. And they got a good entry point up north, sending it right onto that garage that it is in a playable area. So this could be looking like a Turkish chicken dinner on game 3.
Meanwhile, okay, now let's look at LGD. Okay, yeah,
I take it back.
Wow, the curse. All right, now we're going to see LGD push onto S2G here. Nice nades, though, from S2G, slowing them down on this push. And with those knocks, yeah, they should be able to get a little bit more active here. Will S2G risk it and push outside the zone? I don't think so. Yeah, they're going to just hold that position for as long as they possibly can. But Tian, with those beautiful Molotovs, is going to definitely put some pressure on S2G.
Well, flashbang going to be used by Tiamba. Oh, it does connect onto HamCG. The nade does also do some decent damage, but the Molotov's got to be a bit cautious. I love these smokes coming out from LGD, just denying vision away from S2G, but lost those cooking that nade. The bounce is good. It gets Tian. Woo! LGD, the push is just not happening as planned. Mau Mau, Ling S, and OAG still can redeem it. But the smokes are going to dissipate in about 30 seconds. Unless you've got a second round of smokes waiting to happen, you need to go because you literally have 45 seconds to work with here, Hot Troops. They need to send it, or otherwise the blue zone will do it for them.
they're out of nades. They have no more nades, nothing left to their name. So LGD out of utility. They're going to have to do it with those weapons. The shotguns are starting to come on out. Let's see who's going to be able to hit those shots here in the CQC. And BM trying to find a way around the corner. This next knock is going to be so critical. Meanwhile, they have a fair fight here. Try and drive some vehicles around. Some shenanigans happening. Meanwhile, Ling's got gun. Hamsu ready with the DBS. Attention's in the air, Max. Who's going to get that first shot? It's Hamsu, but immediately coming on back. Now LGD look to have the big advantage. And that's S2G out of there.
Yep, good engage. It took a while to get there, but you know what? They got the reset on their fallen comrade, and then they just sent it for round number 2. And round number 2 is the win for them up against S2G. So LGD, another strong finish, back-to-back on Erangel, it seems. Representing China in the best of their capabilities. As now, the Eastern fight. D plus Kia, a team that's been lingering, waiting for their time to strike. Very opportunistic gameplay, especially on that third party earlier we saw onto Furia and on the side of Wolves. And even on the fight with Thundertalk. But now they're looking to take it the entire way. Put Korea back up on the map here for 2026. As Chip's a player that last year just dominated. So many strong individual performances from this guy. And Nolbul, one of the best movement tech players in the world. These guys have what it takes player-wise to get that chicken dinner. But Reefus could be the X factor that could ruin it. But he's got no nades, only a Molotov. And the nade comes in and Reefus tanks it.
All D Plus has to do is pretend that this is the final match of the day in PMGC. And they will win every single game. D Plus, undefeated when it comes to PMGC last matches.
Is he just flashing it?
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. Meanwhile, yeah, you can see Thundertalk. Okay. Now, oh yeah, that flash didn't work that far out. Nice headshot there though on a Reefus. AJ getting up close and personal now with a shotgun. Gets the confirmation.
Yeah, I feel like he should have been eliminated way earlier because of the nades, and a lot of them just missed completely. 2 nades that should have been an instant hit. Just did not work out whatsoever. But good, they get the control here. They're going to get, hopefully, the res onto Jing. I do wonder, D Plus has been very silent this game. Do they have grenades? If they do, the grenades on the garage of LGD and especially on that shed of Thundertalk should be very easy to pull off. Especially with the caliber of gameplay we know every single player can execute on the battlegrounds. But utility is very lackluster. LGD use almost all of their utility to crash onto S2G. No nades, no smokes. That can make it really tough if you're just fully out of that utility resource.
Yeah, it just looks like 1 molly, 1 stun grenade there for AJ, and that's not going to be enough here. D Plus taking their time here. This is circle number 9. Last zone. AJ going to be forced to just sit there in the open. Zing getting caught as well. Ooh, nice little repair there.
Yeah.
And they definitely needed it because that vehicle getting beat up instantly on the rotation. Ooh, nice shots from AJ.
Try. I feel like it was a bit of a risky play here. I would wait for D Plus to fight Thundertalk before committing to the fight yourself. And they do send it D Plus with a good smoke throw. They squish them under their wheels. That's going to be Fabian to secure it onto AJ. And now looking to wrap it up, put a bow on top of this one. It's a gift. This chicken dinner, it's looking to head the way of D Plus Kia. They get the damage done down to just a solo player, and it's just not meant to be. D plus Kia to secure your 3rd chicken dinner of PMMI 2026 in style.
Beautifully done there. D plus Kia just taking their time, right? Really just kind of waiting for the opportunity to strike. And the second they saw it, they took it. And they're going to push themselves up the leaderboards, that's for sure. We saw them pretty down when it comes to the first 2 matches. But after match number 3, they're going to be sitting pretty.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking really good. I'm intrigued to see what the leaderboards are going to look like after this chicken dinner, because are we still going to see, you know, your boys of Alula in number 1 position? I do believe so, but they went out relatively early this game, so number 1 might be open for the taking, especially if BTR got a few more points this game. I can't wait to see what the match rankings look like. But yeah, D+, they got their bullet in the hands of one of their players, ready to put it in that trophy if they can get it, which really would be so big to see Korea get a win. The last time we saw a Korean win was actually D+, right? Back at PMGC 2024 in London.
Yes.
And I feel like they are waiting to get the 2nd global trophy for Korea, because so far there's only got 1. And the 2nd one might be headed the way of D+, once again, as our MVP of the game will be none other than Chips himself.
There we go, Chips. 5 eliminations, 775 damage. Great game for the side of D plus Kia here. I mean, there's so many different ways to win a PUBG Mobile esports match, and yeah, D plus just say, you know what? If you just calculate it right, get yourself in the right position, you could definitely pull out that chicken dinner, and that's exactly what they did. And it was a great time as well. Nice and early. We are now at that halfway point in the tournament as you see this early engagement here from the Wolves. Just taking it 1 second too long and getting punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, Necessary still had a sick clutch. He almost made it happen for an A, but then, yeah, Furia, the last player, did make it work out. And not only that, also there were some off angles from the back from D plus Kia and also Thundertalk that just didn't make it possible in the first place. And you know what? I do want to say, I feel like I was very critical this game on what was happening with the likes of Furia. And we know this team can do so many good things, right? And I was very harsh on their rotation, but because we know they have that potential to do so many good things in these games, I want to see a bit more dedication to the cause, because here, for example, waiting here for as long as they did really caused their demise. So, Furia, I feel like this is a good learning experience to just sometimes you just got to send it because the circle has a different plan in mind for you.
Yeah, Ayala, it just looked like Ayala saw that shack, was like, oh, I like that shack. I want it. And unfortunately, just not the right play. As we look here towards the end of the game, hey, by the way, you know, we see LGD super consistent right here, right? They're getting into those late games pretty frequently, and they're putting those points on the board there. But it is, again, D plus Kia to win this game. 9 eliminations total. With those 10, that's going to be 19 points and almost 2,000 damage. A great game from them.
I especially love seeing Fabian and Noble Chicken Dinner. You know, a big fan of those two players when it comes to Korea side. But we'll see if they can try and continue build up some momentum moving forward, as our #1 ranked team is going to be LGD. And it does make sense, right? You got a really strong finish from them last game. They got himself, what was it, a top 4, trying to exit outside of school, and they do it here on the outskirts of Shelter. Got himself a really solid finish once again in that area of, against S2G in the garage. So yeah, China meaning business right away with that 20 points, and they're going to be looking strong. But of course, is that going to put them #1 on the overall rankings, Hot Chooks? I do think that might just be happening.
Oh, wow. If it is going to be close right there. You look at LGD. Yeah, China in that #1 position in this match. We'll see how far they go up on the overall rankings, though, especially considering that you got Alula right there in 11th place, only 3 points. Their worst performance so far, but still, you know, a great day. They just got to now just finish strong in that second half.
Yeah, that's going to be the hope for them. Regnum Kara, the 0 points just keep rolling on in. I need to see something from this squad. It's just such a storied roster. We need to see more, but here we go. LGD indeed will be snuffing out Alula from first place by just a singular point. And that's without a chicken dinner going their way. So really, Hot Jukes, they're looking so good. Keep in mind, because of the tiebreakers, you do want to get some chicken dinners at one point. But regardless, without a single win, they will be #1 with 39 points. China on top.
Yeah, I mean, 39 points in 3 matches, folks. That is a great start to the day. Going into the second half, though, talk about the second half of these overall rankings here, man. Who do you think is your biggest kind of shock so far, at least for the first 3 matches?
Like, you know, in a negative, or you mean in a positive
negative way?
Negative? I would say Regnum. Yeah, I was expecting. Literally, they got 7 eliminations on their first game on Rondo. That's 2 bubbles back-to-back on Orangle. No points in game 2 or 3 combined. Regnum Karia with this insane lineup, right? And especially got new addition and 1 new player on the lineup. I'm expecting way more from these guys. Ling S, though, going to be your top fragger of the game. 11 eliminations.
Wow.
He's doing huge numbers. But Quick, also 10 eliminations to his name. Even if they don't get a win, it seems like, Hot Jukes, he's just up there once more.
Is that right?
Is this correct?
Yeah, I think they got 3 points in the last game, right?
Actually, it might be all the games combined then, because I was like...
yeah.
So you lied to me earlier.
Okay, I mean, it made sense. The damage made sense, right? But now it might be all the matches here. Yeah, because, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yeah, Ling S11 so far looking good as we take a look at the damage. Yeah, okay. We know for sure this is the whole day now, right?
Yes.
QZ definitely did not get 2,000 damage in the last one.
I was like, he's done almost 2k damage in 2 separate games. Like, there's no way. Okay, this is, yeah, per, like, for the entirety of today. So far, QZZ from Tiamba will be your lobby leader in terms of overall damage. 2,132 damage total. Looking really solid. So are Tian and Ling S. So... Man, oh man, it's China and Mina all the way in PMMI 2026. I am just loving it today. It's been great gameplay from so many of these teams, and we still have 3 games left. 1 Erangel, 2 Miramars. I can't wait to see who's going to be our lobby leaders after these next 3 matches.
Me as well, guys. That is it for the first half of day number 1 of the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. Getting ready for the second half here shortly, guys. Go get your drinks, get your popcorn ready. We'll be back with some more PUBG Mobile action right after this break.
Yo. I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose. Who the beast? On the loose, say the truth. On the loose, off the chain. It's all the gauge. Yeah, getting wild. Yeah, we out the cage. It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Come in, come in. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. Eating them, feast. Fire the most, tire the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, I'm toothless. Living a lie and the truth is, got this power, bringing it. Play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form. Yeah, it's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. It's coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. For the revolution. Watch. Waiting on an evolution. Yo. Come in, come in. Yeah. If you wanna come and get some. Yo. Nothing we can't overcome. Run in, run in. So as we rise with the sun. Yo. We wanna rise and become stunning, stunning. Watch for the revolution. Yeah. You can't stop what's begun. It's coming, coming. Wait. It's coming, coming. Wait. It's coming, coming. Just you wait, just you wait. Yo. It's getting wild out here. It's getting wild. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. Yeah. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You
Watch me do my favorite dance, cause it's all good. You would do the same thing, I promise you would. Oh, got me feeling so high, never come down. These good vibes never run out. Nothing you can do. I'm feeling brand new. And even when I'm down, I'm still cool. There's no way I can lose. I feel invincible. That's just what I choose. Yeah, feeling good's the choice. Now scream it out with your voice. Yeah, my time has arrived, cause I'm feeling so alive.
Welcome back, everybody, as we go into the second half of the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. All these top players from all over the world have gone to the beautiful city of Macau to compete in this insane tournament. And we'll see who is going to end up on top here for these two groups, as we are now facing, just a quick reminder, this is Group Red versus Group Green. And as we look at these different team names and looking at the top of the leaderboards, are you still feeling that Group Green is the group of Deathmatch? What do you think?
Yes, I still believe they are the group of death. I mean, do you think it's another team after how things have gone so far?
I mean, it's honestly, it's pretty dang close, right? I mean, we got Bigatron in third place. You got
Furia,
Alula in second. Yeah. I mean,
Thunder
so
Talk?
definitely, yeah. So we got a lot of the top squads from Group Green there. You know, it just so happens first place is from Group Red. That's LGD with a great game in this last one. But honestly, I think we're going to see some definite changes in leaderboards going into the second half. I mean, this lobby is so stacked, Max. It just looks like whoever gets that great position, they're going to win the game, and they're going to win the game big.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like these games are definitely going to try and build a lot of momentum for these players, for all these teams. But yeah, Group Green is just looking insane. Bigatron's looking so decisive with their plays. Furia, sure. You know what? Again, I was very critical in the last play when they didn't send on to Thunder Talk. But overall, if you look at the entirety of today, condensed into one sentence, it's pretty damn good. So very happy for them and the side of Brazil. And then Alula, just blowing out teams from the water in game 1, game 2, also a really strong finish thanks to Quick in particular. So I wonder if they can keep it high on the rankings for the entirety of MENA. And I'm seeing Silas yawning on screen, which not a good sign, because they're also sleeping in game right now. I've seen Hot Chicks, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, they're in last place right now. I think he needs to diet back. You know what I'm saying? Mix things up here. Fortunately, not going to be able to do that here in the second half of today. I think they could definitely push themselves up without a doubt. We know that all these squads definitely can. It's just you got to do it here sooner than later. I mean, this is the last Erangel we are going to be competing in today, and then we're going to be going into Miramar, Max.
They got to do something. I am waiting for it. Look at that. Putting their glasses on too. Locked in. No blue light for our eyes. No.
No.
Oh no. Actually, looking at their position, how they're going to be dropping, they're going to go back to normally Rozok, right? That's their drop location every single day of the week. They love to go Rozok. It is their drop location for the past few years now. And it's dead center. Actually, this is going to be quite interesting to see in the future if we see maybe Orangutan requalify for global event.
Yeah.
Regnum Car is playing because they dropped Rozok too. We saw last year they didn't clash, so I am just curious how that would happen, because I'm always excited to see hot drops and how teams maneuver their way around it. So yeah, Orangutan versus the side of Regnum could be a thing. Maybe not, well, not at PMWC because Regnum's not there, so that's going to be easily going the way of Orangutan, but maybe at PMGC if they both qualify, that could be exciting, Hot Chicks.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can for sure. Hopefully we see, Regnum Karia step it up here, because we're not going to see them, like you mentioned, in that World Cup. I mean, this is their chance, right, to put some money on the board, because we're not going to see them for a hot minute, possibly. So let's see what they could do here in the last Erangel of the day. And one thing I just definitely noticed is, like, yeah, these teams, you can see they got their papers there. With the last game, we didn't see a single player go out until 15 minutes in. Let's see if it's going to be the same here as we go into the final Erangel match, match 4. And we're going to see some serious, I already got a feeling as we take a look at this playing path. And it looks like it is going to be almost right down the middle here, Max.
Yeah, this is the best plane so far today. Going to be great for the teams. I do wonder if Aurora is going to go back to Saverni. It is closer, but knowing them, they might want to go back to military base and go for a bit of a stretch. But definitely a good plane for all of these guys. Rozok, easy drop for the side of Regnum Karia. And I'm going to say for them in particular, for years now, and tell me if you agree or not, Hot Jukes, but I feel like when you're looking at the Turkish powerhouse in PUBG Mobile eSport, you've got so many big names, big players, big teams. But for the longest time, Regnum Karia has been like the bannermen for all of Turkey, representing them, it feels like, every single global event. And I feel like now the baton has been passed to Ulf, that is in Group Yellow, playing tomorrow. They need to step up here, because otherwise Ulf, I would have to say, is going to be undeniably the best team currently in Turkey.
I think that's a good shout. I really do. I mean, Regnum Karia not making it, right, to the World Cup is a huge blow to them, and the fact that they're in last place here is not a good look either, right? So, and Ulf popped off as we finally see a Southern Circle, the last Air Gale of the day. Not disappointing, Max. We're going to military.
Aurora's like, it should have been me. We should have dropped down in southern side of the map. But they didn't do it, unfortunately. Actually, we did see for a few seconds there something on a minimap that was very interesting, very insightful. Yangon Galacticos has got a 3-1 drop. They got 3 players in crates in George Pole, 1 player, I believe it's Romeo, in Boatyard. So he's way out of the way. That's what, an extra 1,000 meters, 1.5k meters away from his squad. So hopefully he doesn't get caught with his pants down by the likes of maybe Regnum, D plus Kia, even the side of KRX that are just lingering around Gatka Fields. So just got to be a little bit careful. And same for Alpha 7. For a few seconds there, they had 1 player to the east near Box Compound and actually just got up a car from the garage and regrouped with his squad mates instantly. So Alpha 7, that's some good early pivots. I do like it. And that's a good, juicy hovercraft. How can a hovercraft be juicy? I have no idea. But it is juicy. That's all I can say, Hot Troops. And it is going to the way of S2G.
Yes, and they'll take that here as they're heading down south. They're going to be the first team, well, pretty much actually kind of tied with Alula as they are on the other bridge right now, heading into Sosnovka. So they are going to be set up trying to get to that military base sooner than later and get looted up. Because you can see right now, Quick, he's got nothing on him.
Nothing at all. Syria also going to be looting up good old prison itself. Look at how the rotates here, because it's a very high likelihood. There's still a chance, I would say maybe 15% chance it goes to mainland this game.
Yeah.
Very precise numbers, by the way. I know, but
I was gonna say 14.99, but you know, I agree.
I think you're actually right. Sorry, my math was all over the place. By the way, Wild eliminated by Chips very early, so we don't hit the 15-minute mark with 64 players. It's just not happening, and it happens on their pivot right to the east of Potato Hill, actually. So that's kind of unfortunate. As Razy also using the hovercraft. Man, people are getting very experimental with their rotations, and I'm loving it. I like what I see.
Mix it up, right? Razy say, you know what, guys? I'll find us a spot into this next circle as he is gliding on in. But man, you know, Regnum, we just talked about them, right? Losing a player, the first player in this match, is another terrible sign for them. So, they're going to have to make something happen with 3 players.
Actually, I have a very interesting topic. I don't know how much you watched of PEL, but in PEL, they have this very interesting rotation that they do mainly when you have a military island circle shift. They take horses and puts them on the wings of the gliders. It's a very China rotational focused thing that they do. Okay, I don't know how to word it. It's just a way they cross the water. Are we going to see any of these Chinese teams try and do it? Because I actually do not know if it's possible in the global version of the game. I've tried it and I failed. I don't know if it's because I suck or something, but I was not able to do it. And I wonder if they're going to give it a shot and see if it works or not on the global version. That would be quite insightful to witness.
I wonder what kind of carrots you got to give the horse to make that commitment, right? To fly on the top of a glider. That would be the most insane play. We're going to see Thunder Talk. They're taking a glider. Where are the horses?
No horses here.
That would be insane. Oh my goodness. I love it. Honestly, I love to see innovation. I love to see esports players pull out any possible thing from their bag to get an advantage in this game.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, you got to. It's cool too because gliders are... I would never recommend anyone to use a glider unless it's on a very early game rotation where you know as a fact there's not many teams that are going to look to kind of damper your rotation and shut it down in any way, shape, or form. They're going to do it here. Easy rotation in the glider on the eastern side for Thunder Talk. Western side, we had Razy with a glider. He did it literally before Phase 1 started closing around them. So you are sure 100% no one's going to be there to shut down your rotation in the sky. So yeah, good timing. If there's a time to use the glider, it would be now. And those 2 squads in particular did it perfectly.
Well, speaking of timing, right? One team is now, a few teams are not too happy about it, right? Alpha 7 going to take their sweet time on down south. Aurora as well, just kicking themselves because this is usually their spot. They're usually locked in now, but they're on the opposite side of the map. RRQ still in Zarky too. Man, they're eating blue zone. They're going to have a rough time getting into this zone because look at this, Max. This map, I mean, almost all the spots in military are already taken. Just like that.
So quick. I mean, you still have a few areas in military itself, right?
There's
You've got
a few.
C block available. So if you are proficient with your scouting, you should be able to find it. But you definitely want to scout because you got, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 teams already on military, and it's going to increase significantly because half the lobby is still on mainland up north. And actually, I'm looking at the map. Some teams are very slow on their rotation for a circle that is almost 100% locked in to go on military. Alpha 7, RRQ, Aurora, K1, and D plus Kia have yet to initiate their rotation. They're somewhat in a looting stage at this point, which I would not recommend because those bridges on the west in particular, you got KRX gatekeeping it, are going to be very tough to cross when everyone is set up for that defense.
That's exactly what I was saying earlier, man. I mean, you know, this is such a late rotation from them. And yeah, there are some spots that are kind of available in military, but trying to get to them and keeping all 4 players alive is going to be so dang tough because, I mean, we just seen just how proficient these guys are at just shooting you out of vehicle. If they even spot one, they are going to make sure that they pop you out real quick. Young Galacticos getting a nice knock there onto LGD. They'll take that all day long. Right now, we're going to see actually Alula and LGD tied for first place. Right below them, Bigatron and D plus Kia as well with 30 points, looking solid.
I love this.
The rest of these teams in the mid-pack need to have a good performance. Teams at the bottom got to clutch it up here now.
Just like Yangon Galacticos. And I love seeing Yangon Galacticos showing aggression. I want to see willingness to commit to fights when you create an advantage for yourself, which so far they've done successfully onto the side of LGD. Confirm that elimination. Getaway G. Nicely done. Romeo with an aid will get that juicy point. I don't know what it is with me and the word juicy. I just want to keep saying it today. Bit of a trend. Every day I get a daily word that I just love using, and today's the word juicy. No idea why.
I think it's because you just saw that big, beautiful hovercraft, and you were just like, man, it looks good. And I get it, right? Especially in a military circle, it is a juicy play, that's for sure.
I just opened a crate actually, and I got a skin on the hovercraft, so maybe that's why. I'm just like, boy.
That's what it is.
Yes, it is definitely.
The glider blown up, so that play is definitely out of mind. It's way too dang late to touch that thing, that's for sure. So they are in the vehicle, Young Galacticos. They'll just take that point and get out of here. I think that's a great play, right? Prioritize zone, and this zone. It's going to be a bridge circle. So that actually is a great opportunity for these teams on the north side to buy themselves a little bit more time here and try to get this next circle. But look how many squads are on the north, Max.
You got so many teams. You got 5 teams up on the northern side of the circle. We still got a few squads on the western side on the bridge. Yangon Galacticos, LGD. LGD already initiated their cross over the river. Tian and also Mau Mau already made the cross. They just got to get regrouped on by Ling S. But that's going to be a clash happening as Furio, once again, he got knocked out. Silence instantly eliminated in this game. It was them versus North America versus the Wolves. So it just keeps on happening. It's a bit of a rivalry in PMMI, it seems, Hot Chooks, that Wolves and Furio have to fight every single game. And Wolves so far suffering the brunt side of it.
Let's see what Wolves can do, though. Baton, gotta get this knock onto Ayala. Get some pieced up, but Ayala switching over to that side seat. I like that to make sure that he doesn't get popped out the car. Instantly busts out that nade. Baton has one loaded up as well. Both kind of almost piece each other up. Now it's up to the shotguns. Who's gonna hit that shot? Ayala gets it and gets the thirst on the Baton.
Why does Baton send it when you have backup just behind you? Necessary. You wait an extra 5 seconds. It's a 1v2. Your chances of success are so much higher. The nade, good damage onto Necessary. Can he get the 1v2? It's so many shots just missing. How are they still alive? I'm so confused. But you know what? Trying to get the shot able to hide right behind that vehicle. The spread. Oh, does it not connect? What? This is the longest 1v1 in history. Backup joins the fight. Eventually, Furia looking for the 1v2 onto Necessary. He gets an extra elimination with the M4. What the hell is going on, Hot Jukes?
Necessary, even trying to pull off some vehicle switch shenanigans. What is going on is right. Now you got Hoxie and the rest of KRX say, hey, we'll clean up all these eliminations. Give me them points. As now he's got that nade locked and loaded. Chief getting pieced up. Hoxie, got to be careful here. Don't make a mistake. He's got that nade. Just get pieced up a little bit, but that is... Oh, actually, never mind. Chief gets the knock, but oh, Vinny able to clutch it up there. What a crazy turn of events.
I need that, I forgot the name of the item from Men in Black where you just can wipe your memory. I want to forget the last 2 minutes of my life. Please, can we just...
The Neuralizer?
Yeah, the brain Neuralizer. I want to forget what just happened there. That fight was just not it. Zyol put down very low HP. The Blue Zone might just get him. That's going to be the case for Obscure, though. Kicks off next to Yellows. That's Zyol bleeding out, and it's going to be him taken out of the equation. For now, still not impossible res, right? On phase 2, the Blue Zone tick damage is still very low. So Alpha 7, unless they want to commit to it, I would say just cross the bridge. It's not worth it to linger, take the fight with Aurora in a 4v3. As they will try and get a bit of a save on Zyol with the smoke. It's good reset. Top might just get them back up as a 4-man team.
Maybe that was that S12 K nerf right there.
Hey,
in
maybe.
action, right? Who knows? Maybe the devs are like, oh, it does make a difference. See? We like that. As we can take a look at Aurora. Man, these guys are fighting in the blue zone. Okay, the zone now going back down to military base. Full military circle here. Yeah, Aurora and all the rest of these squads need to abandon this and probably go down that western bridge and try to find a way into this next zone. But it's going to be tough as we look at Rebel putting some points on the board for his squad.
I would even say just take your cars and send in the water because this fight is going to take ages between Alpha 7 and Aurora. By the way, we saw in the circle a team that was in a great spot. It's actually S2G. They had a 3-1 split, one play on top of Observatory, which is the mountaintop to the east of Military Island. If they regroup over there to solidify their defenses, hey, Turkey could be looking to get himself a chicken dinner here. So we'll see if they'll capitalize on that opportunity. As Revo just doing donuts here. Trying to get a bit of insight, moving around here on yellows, looking for that solo player. Reefus does bleed out eventually. And Aurora just going to abandon ship as a 3-man. Ziol, top, Doc trying to make the crossover on the bridge. But if you're Alpha 7, you might want to try and chase that down too, because that blue zone damage now, you're about to go into phase 4 in the next few minutes here. You got to be quick on that pivot.
Yeah, I think you got to move. I think that if you're Aurora and Alpha 7, the best thing you could do is kind of just almost don't even look at each other. Just find a way into this next zone and then fight it out. And it looks like that's what I think they're trying to do. Aurora, just like, hey, let's get into this next circle. We got to extend our play here. We're in 8th place. We need to put some more points on the board. Alpha 7 are right below them in 10th. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to try to gatekeep Alpha 7 at all. Just try to prioritize position, which I think is the right play. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the blue zone tick damage is going to start to get a little bit too much to bear. So I like them. If you want to gatekeep them, do it in the zone. Get on the edge of the circle, set up your defenses, and do it. Because right now, actually, we're looking at the minimap. There's still a fight happening. RRQ pushed right into Alpha 7 on the western bridge. And D+ are near Pachinki.
What?
They're near Pachinki right now, Hot Jukes. What is going on?
That.
This is the slowest rotation. I understand because you're scared of the bridges and stuff. That K1 is on the eastern bridge, western bridge. You got a fight happening of RRQ versus Alpha 7. But it's taken so long. They might just get fully squad wiped by the blue zone. The damage is going to start ticking way harder very soon.
D+ was like, hey, we played that last one slow and we won it, right? Let's try it again, but this is too slow. I mean, they are way late on this rotation. I mean, RRQ need to kind of do the same thing here. They are just committing. They're making the wrong commitment. Just leave Alpha 7 alone. Get into this next circle. You don't want to take this fight pretty much at all. And it looks like that might be their play. Yeah. Okay. Genfos now going to be pushing the bridge.
Yeah. Actually, if you are D+ and you see this altercation happening between these two teams and you know you might get gate kept in the circle, I would go even for wide eastern rotate. But the question, it depends on how many meds they have. If they don't have a lot of meds, commit for the shortest path to the circle, which would be the western bridge. If you do have an insane amount of meds, med kits, first aids, bandages, stims, and everything, goes for the eastern rotate. Because now we're entering Circle 4, and as we know, Circle 4 is when really that damage starts to be too much to deal with. And the circle is going to be right on top of Alula and S2G, and also Reglancaria. And the Observatory of S2G is also in play. So teams in the center looking great. But the fact we still have a fight on the bridge happening at this moment in time, Hot Jukes, is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's a terrible play, but honestly, I think that they just, both these squads realize that, like, you know, it's a zone 4. We don't have the util. We're not making it. Like, at this point, we just try to get some points on the board because it's all over.
Yeah, this would be a good time to pull the double horse on a glider.
Yeah.
If you can even find it.
You need a jet at this point to try to get into this next circle, though.
Yeah. But look at the HP bars, man. It was just, they're ticking so hard at that point. Tian actually going to be nading Mau, so his teammate got knocked on down. Silas with the JS9 going to try and defend that dip for himself. Very nadeable position, got to be cautious, but they do have the hovercraft this time around. As Loxy, they're trying to set it up, so Loxy has a bit of a better cover. Heal up inside first. You're going to be safe from incoming grenades. And I do wonder if they were able to loot up a repair kit, right? The welding gun.
Yeah,
it would be great to keep the hovercraft in a very healthy condition.
Absolutely. Right now, let's look at LGD holding this little spot here, putting some nice shots on the Jing. Trying to pop him out the vehicle, not going to be able to do so. Oh, this is all by himself too. Yeah, so LGD not going to have the best game here in the final Erangel, but you know, we can see what Ling S is going to be able to do. If he can put something on the board for his squad, that's all he's got to do. Meanwhile, D+ did get away from Alpha 7, so they're going to try to make it on in here. Yeah, as we can take a look at them, But this zone, it stings. And the second, in a minute and 40, once it starts closing, it's going to hurt way too much. But let's see if they get lucky on this rotation.
I cannot believe they moved ahead of like RRQ even, or like Alpha 7 players, right? There's still some lingering on the mainland. What? That Western Bridge, I kind of want to forget about the last 10 minutes of my life now, if possible. Get the Neuralizer back on board as top. Going to encroach on the terrain of Regnum Karya. Really good. Silas here, peeking with a third-person perspective inside of the hovercraft.
Ooh.
Big nade damage. Almost able to get the double knock, but Loxy's going to find top. Regnum, I would say now is the time to push. 2 players in the hovercraft. They're sending it forward, looking for the Mongolian team. But it's stuck. It's stuck on the ridge. I think he can't move. Or is it? I think he's stuck.
Back it up. Back it up.
Oh, no, he's stuck.
Hit the gas.
Okay. Yeah,
Hit
there you
the
go. Turn.
gas.
He's fine. Ooh, that was a bit scary.
They tried so hard for the push, but it just wasn't enough. Yeah, he's like, get rid of this hovercraft. Let's get some real vehicles and get moving. But now it's a little bit too late. Oh, unfortunate attempt there from Regnum Karya. The hover crash, just too juicy, too heavy.
It was. It's just a bit too slippery. But you know what? They will actually get back into hiding in that dip. So they've been able to redeem it somewhat. S2G still 0 eliminations. I would like to see them try and get involved in the elimination feed a bit. But they also, one thing that's very annoying when you're in this position is you know where every team is located, right? Like here, for example, they know where Aurora are. But you can't get access to the death crates. If you eliminate teams, the loot you have on that mountaintop is the loot you might have for the entirety of that game until you have to leave the premises. So S2G, I like how they're being very cautious and not spraying unless they know they can get some value out of that spray. So they're trying to be very methodical, and they're still in play zone, so you just got to wait it out, and the placement points should just start rolling in easily for S2G.
That's a great shout, though. I mean, you're absolutely right. S2G, they almost kind of want to prioritize, you know, almost single tapping at this point. You got to conserve that ammunition, and a lot of players in that position, they just get hungry and they blow through all their ammo, and then they're stuck up there with nothing. We don't want to see that from them, but we're going to see Awake get a nice knock there onto Noble. This is D+, finally getting into the zone, getting shot up immediately. Their util has to be pretty low. They got to win this fight, but it ain't going to happen. Thunder Talk putting the punishment on the D+ Kia.
I feel like he confirmed himself before getting squashed by the car, just avoiding the disrespect, which you can do now. It's been a few updates where you can actually confirm yourself out of the game sooner if you just know you're not going to survive, which actually can be used in a very interesting fashion. If you want to deny points away from an enemy team, you can just deny that point very quickly. You don't have to self-nade or self-molling anymore. You can just like, okay, I'm out, boom, click the button, and that's 1 point denied. So a very important aspect of the game to remember, as Aurora getting decimated. Top dock, 1 grenade from Silas, and that's going to be a 1v2 happening. As Silas, though, a bit on an aggressive position, and the backstab of sitting is huge. Regnum, though, sending it out to Silas when he just got knocked in that position. It's a bit risky, but at least they are in the play zone.
Sitting very tight peaks regardless, not trying to get knocked. They know they're on the south side of this circle. Meanwhile, Lost. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, right? Those single taps. That's what you got to do. Just put those poke shots, but you got to conserve that ammunition. Yeah, he's actually going to bring out the Bison as well, because he's like, I need all that AUG ammo for a little bit later. We'll see what happens, though. Was that, am I hearing some shotgun shots from up top?
They're trying. I mean, hey, you know what? After the nerf, that is definitely not going to connect. I would not recommend it. That bloom is making it a bit hard. As Ezel, again, newest addition to Regnum Karya after Z-Wolf left the team. That was a big surprise, by the way, when Z-Wolf decided to leave.
Yeah.
Ezel has got some big shoes to fill. As Axel from Bigatron picked up by HamCG of S2G. So it seems like they are going to slowly but surely get involved in that elimination feed. But Jing's got a great nade. And again, this dip is great if you can keep teams at bay. Here, you are surrounded. Aurora got the 2-man resale to top and dock. They are in nade range, and so are Thunder Talk. Regnum, I feel like it's just a matter of time before they get fully eliminated. Those nades are just too damn impactful.
Like Silas almost headbutted that nade. It was so dang close.
Is he done? Woo.
Oh, Doc. Yeah. Just like that. And now we're going to see Doc put some shots there. Still not wanting to overpeak, not wanting to overcommit. That nade does look good, though. Does it hit? Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, without that hovercraft, all the damage you're taking, you can't avoid it. You can't go into hiding anymore. But you can use it as hard cover. So if you do move around properly, it might work out. But unfortunately, Ezel will not have that luxury. Silas might give them extra full. The nades are beautiful. China looking so good with the utility. It's just Loxy now separating the side of Thunder Talk and this dip that they most definitely want to secure for themselves. Spraying it down with the S12K. That's a dub heading their way. Nicely done. 6 eliminations in the cards. Now the next step should be to fight Aurora The circle's about to shift. We're going to slow it down and see where the play zone is going to go to.
Beautiful play there from Thunder Talk, and the perfect time too, because the zone does shift to the center. They're gonna have to get moving, and now they're gonna have to put work onto Aurora. But Ziol on the other side, able to steal a point away. That's onto Hoxie. 3 eliminations so far for Aurora, and they came all the way from Severny, guys. This was a long road for them, but they're putting up points regardless. It goes to show, even if you don't get the circle, you can make things happen. Let's see what Ziol can do with top, as they're just down to 2 players.
I love what S2G are doing. They keep one player, HamCG, on top of Observatory on the mountain, and they send the 3 other players, Kamikaze, Lost, and Solke, down on the low ground with the dips. They're really good terrain knowledge, trying to get some insight. So I am very happy with Observatory gameplay. But again, as you said, just using the one-taps, not wasting any bullets, right? Just trying to be very methodical and time it right. The thing is, all these teams that are inside of these particular buildings we have on screen, very safe from the high ground. It's very hard to hit those. So Al-Ula, Tiamba would say, off the back of this circle, top 5, it's pretty much guaranteed, unless some weird shenanigans happen on this game. It should be looking good, as HamCG down to his final clip with the Org, and then he's down to an S12K only. As we know, Hot Trooks, at this range, the S12K is not going to do much.
Yeah, I think if you're a Hamzu right now, you don't even take a shot. You just, unless you know 100% you can get the confirmation, you need every single bullet that you have left for that final push. But he does have that S12K, so I think he's just kind of holding on to that last mag, and if he can get to some CQC, he can definitely make something happen. As we're going to look at KRX taking out Alpha 7. Alula still in the game. They're in first place with all 4 players up. They're looking to create a good point gap. Hamsu getting shot up a little bit. Yeah, just take your time, buddy. Wait for the next zone and then do something.
I mean, happy you bring up Alula in particular, because LGG out, BTR out, D plus Kia out. So really the only threat to Alula at this point would be the side of Thunder Talk and S2G, and even maybe you could say Aurora. They have 2 players up, but still got 22 points, so not that far away from Alula. So it's looking like Mina will be back in number 1 after losing that spot for just a single match on game 3. Oh, okay, big jump here. Trying to pick up his teammate of HamCG, and they, as you said earlier, they have to get in CQC, or he just gives the ammo to his teammate. HamCG back up to where he's at, 3 clips on the Org. He can go back to 1 tapping everyone around him.
He needed them, that's for sure. And right now, we're going to see, these 2 guys right now. Lula, oh, wow. Quick with the angles. Tight peaks. Trying to get the knock, but still, he knows if I get knocked here, I'm out. So let me just hold this position and play it safer than sorry.
I would say play around your utility. I think he had 2 grenades in his arsenal right now. Just wait for them to close the gap. And when you know they're hiding, maybe even trying to go for a revive on a knocked teammate, that is when you strike, when they are at their weakest.
Got one.
So don't waste it. As quick, we'll be able to find himself sitting. Good headshot. I see Reb, actually, from Alula, also playing with a Kar 98. That will be interesting to see if it's going to be impactful at this kind of range. Maybe having a bit of an issue with ammo. But Thunder Talk doesn't seem like it's going to work out as planned. They are getting peppered by S2G from the high ground.
It's okay saying, you know what? Forget this ammo. I got some shots here. Starting to put some sprays, getting some eliminations and some confirmations on the Thunder Talk. They are getting shot from every single angle.
They still got the circle. S2G, come on. S2G, you're being gifted an insane finish. I wouldn't say it's 100% sure they're going to get the chicken dinner, because if they do get on Circle 8 forced off of the mountaintop of Observatory, everyone is going to look your direction, and unless you have the most insane save play, I don't think it's happening. One good rotation would be to go actually on Kami up here. You go on that northern eastern rotate onto Kami. You got a few little ridges to work with. If Circle 8 doesn't favor you, you do need to send it onto Kami. That will be your saving grace. As K1 taking the fight versus Korea, it's going to be KRX. 1 to 4 is going to be Binny, TRE, Sole Survivor here in a 1v3 versus K1. And the FAMAS doing God's work onto Binny, looking to flush out that point.
Trying to get it done. And that's the thing, is that there's so much action that needs to happen here on this side of the map. I think this is a lock for S2G. I think they take this with all these other teams trying to fight. Yeah, it's okay. Get on down there. Let's go ahead and put the pressure. Let the blue zone do the work and secure this chicken dinner. Hamsu, gotta be careful though. He needs every single bullet he can get, but he is applying that pressure. He sees passion. He's waiting. Yep, that's what you gotta do right there. Make sure you can get that confirmation. And he is putting in the work on K1.
Still has 2 more clips in the Org. The moment he runs out, he has to get in CQC. He needs to join up on the squad, but you know what? It's not even needed. The nades are huge. That is it. End of the line. K1 fully eliminated, making it to this game. Now it's top 4. Alula, S2G, Thunder Talk, and Tiamba two Chinese teams again reaching this finish, but can they actually convert in a chicken dinner? It's not sure, because S2G so far are in full control of this game.
Yeah, this is an S2G win all day long. They have this just in the bag. They got all the sight lines in the world. The only team that could really, I think, put a thorn in their side at this point is Tianba, since they have those buildings. But we'll see how that works out between Thunder Talk and them. Yeah, look at this. Lost with the B-Zone. Putting on some shots, but it's the Play Zone that's going to get that finish.
Is he going to start throwing pans from the mountain? It might be happening. Oh, I think there was a headshot. Yeah, oh, damn. Okay, Quick was definitely quick on that whip. But
And
the
gone.
Blue Zone gets it. Yeah, just denied. There's no way you're going to survive that rotation away from the radio tower. Xiamba. No, the off angle is huge. I love this 2-2 split play from S2G. And now they've got all the loot from K1. They are looking locked and loaded for this chicken dinner. It is looking almost impossible for them to not secure this win. As now, Xiamba sending it with the car. They've just given an easy double. It's Kami stepping up with the M4. That's a 1. That's a 2. 1 play remaining. And this will be an S2G chicken dinner.
They have this one on lock. It's in the bag, and that is it. S2G with the high ground, showing the rest of the lobby who's boss. When you get that opportunity, you gotta take it, and that's exactly what S2G did.
Look at Hamsi G with his bullet pendant. That was literally the last bullet he had available after spraying as long as he did on top of the mountain. He had 1 bullet to spare, and he's flexing it here on the chicken dinner screen. But well done, S2G. Getting a chicken dinner, by the way. We do have to say it, Hot Jukes, on a map that is not Miramar. No way! It can happen!
What? It's possible. It is possible, and perfect timing too, because that's gonna rocket launch them up the leaderboards as they go into Miramar. So 2 Miramars left to go. S2G looking good, and I mean, that's what it's all about. You get gifted a circle, you take that high ground, you get that high position, you got to capitalize, and that's exactly what they did. Beautifully done from S2G.
Yeah, most definitely. Really happy with the performance of every single player on this squad, and the way they were juggling their resources too. I love that you were talking about them having to go for the 1-taps to try and kind of maintain their resources as long as they possibly could, stretch it for the entirety of that game, which they did, and then the 2-2 split. Third partying KRX versus K1 to actually get control of that ridgeline, and also getting the loot from K1 in the process was just so many great steps back to back to back. Sure, was the circle favorable to them? Oh, hell yeah, Hodrix. That was like a gift from the heavens, but they made use of every single aspect of the game to make sure that chicken dinner does not slip in between their fingers. I love this game from S2G, and I'm hoping we're going to see way more of those type of games in the future.
Yeah, me too as well. I mean, and I think we're definitely going to see something happen as we're going into Miramar. Take a look at the MVP. No surprise there. It is M2G with 4 eliminations, almost 1,000 damage. He was peppering some folks with those single taps.
Yeah, I mean, having a great time here this time around with the 1-taps. I mean, his damage, you know what? I actually expected his damage to be around 1.5k because of how many 1-taps he was going for, but I guess it was just spread out throughout the entire squad, so their average damage must be through the bloody roof. As we have, here you go, our replays, our highlights of this game. Don't show me this 1v1. This
Exactly.
Don't show me this is a terrible 1v1. I want to forget about it.
I want to forget about almost the first half of this entire match, man. I mean, we had so many players just taking so dang long to get into the circle. We had crazy 1v1s. Look at this. Garapudia as well. And then, oh man, Alpha 7 just not able to get into the zone at all.
I mean, this was just... Sorry, guys. I'm going back to Harsh Maxman here, but... Terrible. Why are we seeing these ego fights happening? You got Aurora, Alpha 7, RQ. You even have D+ involved in that skirmish. When there are just other options, a wider rotate, maybe look for a hovercraft if there's any remaining. I believe most of them were already looted, like maybe even Regnum Kara, for example, that had a hovercraft very deep into this game. But yeah, sometimes it's just fine to give up on a fight. Even if you lose a play or two, just like, it's not worth it. Let's just leave and try and get some placement points, maybe a few extra eliminations here and there. It's way better than a 0-point game, which is what Alpha 7 kind of got this match this time around. As we go over the match rankings here, of course, S2G up there with those 12 eliminations. I mean, from Observatory, we expected them to get a win, and you know what? They got it in style.
That's right. 12 double-digit points and a nice 10 placement points, going to net them 22 total. A great game from S2G. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if you get gifted, you got to take that gift as best as you possibly can, and they definitely did there. So putting up the numbers. A beautiful game for them. They're going into Miramar here. They are set up pretty. As we take a look down, yeah, wow, what a point gap too. So they got 22, second place team on down, 10 points. Alula, though, putting some more points on the board. They got to be pretty stoked about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're going to be loving it, taking it all the way to the bank after a game like that. And Onarango able to capitalize, getting himself double digits once again. Sure, the circle was very favorable to them. So I'm not going to go like it was an insane performance, but I do like how experimental they were, right? Sending one play on top of the radio tower to try and get a little bit of a sneaky angle, and also getting himself in the perfect position on the radio tower so that S2G can't really get the shots onto you. Just really good overall map knowledge, and also knowing where the teams are located so you can use it to its full potential, especially on the likes of Thunder Talk. So loving to see that happen for that team. A second page. Regnum Kara's not here for once, which, no, that's a positive. I wonder how high they're going to get on the leaderboards, but still not the biggest game that you would be hoping to see from a team like Regnum Kara.
Well, you know, we're going to see a big game from S2G. That's going to push them all the way up to second place, and Alula are going to get back in that first place position. They're going to hold that down there. LGD down in third with 39. One thing we haven't talked about, Max.
Yes.
I want to talk about it now because we got 2 matches left to go, right? Right now, we got Group Red versus Group Green. Tomorrow, we got Group Red versus Group Yellow, and that's going to be Group Red's last day of playing in the group stage. So for Group Red, they need to put up so many points that on the last day that they're sitting pretty and relaxing, not having to worry about any team catching up to them, right?
Yeah.
So for these last 2 games in particular, I think it is extra important for Group Red to put some points on the board so they can feel comfortable going into that last day of the group stage.
Oh, okay, this is early. We could not have Alpha 7 in 2 global finals back-to-back. They got 18 points. They are in group red, which is the group we're talking about. So they need to get something done here if they want to comfortably make it in the top 15. Here are your eliminations. And yes, guys, we know it's all the matches combined, okay? We are now aware. We weren't sure after game 2, but after game 3, we were like, yeah, okay, this is definitely the entirety of today. So 11 eliminations headed the way of Ling S. Quick still up there with the double-digit eliminations to his name. And Hamsi G putting his name on this graphic after that game on Observatory. So big showcase from Turkey. And it's good to see different regions, right? You got China, you got MENA, you got Turkey, and you have South Korea. Man, again, highlighting how much of a global esports PUBG Mobile actually is in PMMI.
I love it. I mean, PUBG Mobile just breaking records, literally, right? PUBGO, we saw them break a Guinness World Record as well. So I love to see just how global this game is and how equally divided the skill is amongst regions, right? Before in the past, we've had some very stronger regions than others, but now it's just so dang balanced. As we look at Quick with the most damage so far here from Alula, 2,447. Look at this, man. I mean, Mina putting in work here.
Yeah, I feel like that means he's got an extra 500-600 damage that last game, which makes sense with the angle he had. So he was just trying to pepper down a few enemies here and there from that radio tower. So really good showcase from him. And the fact he's been able to remain up there despite only getting 1 chicken din on Rondo earlier today is very, very impressive. So Quick, insanely consistent throughout these 4 matches. QZZ though of Tiamba still up there, just shy, right? Just about 200-300 points away from the likes of Quick. So he's trying to play catch up. Ling S and Ham CG. So very similar lineup to our top fraggers overall for today's 4 games. But I do wonder, are we going to see any players try and make a comeback on this graphic in the next 2 games of Miramar? Because we've seen these names a bit too often today. I want to see someone else step up to the plate and be up here on the top 4.
It's kind of cool that we see usually 1 player out of the 4 have that bullet in their hands. As we look at the most damage, 3 of them have it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who doesn't have it? Ling S, right? Yeah.
Yeah, except Ling S. So that just goes to show you, right? Like, hey, they're holding that bullet for a reason. They're throwing them down, and they're making it happen. Man, QZ, I love watching this guy play. I am so excited to see what he does into Miramar. On the rest of these squads, we got 2 matches left to go here, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back very shortly.
Yo. I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose. With the beast, on the loose, say the truth, on the loose. Off the chain, it's all the gauge. Yeah, getting wild, shot me out the cage. It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild.
Eating them, feast, fire the most, tire the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, a toothless. Living a lie and the truth is, got this power, bringing it. Play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form.
Yeah, it's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. It's coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. For the revolution.
Watch.
Waiting on an evolution.
Yo.
Coming, coming. Yeah. If you wanna come and get some.
Yo.
Nothing we can't overcome. Running, running. So as we rise with the sun.
Yo.
We will arise and become stunning, stunning. Watch for the revolution. You can't stop what's begun. It's coming, coming.
Wait.
It's coming, coming.
Wait.
It's coming, coming.
Just you wait. Just you wait.
Yo, 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 yo. It's getting wild out here.
It's getting wild.
One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here.
Yo.
But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. I got this feeling in my bones, things will work out. Nothing's gonna keep me back or turn me around. Hey. I just know it'll turn around somehow. These good vibes never run out. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. Watch me do my favorite dance, 'cause it's all good. You would do the same thing, I promise you would. Oh, got me feeling so high, never come down. These good vibes never run out. And they can't take my shine. This feeling is one of a kind. It's the best day of my life. And there's nothing you can do. I'm feeling brand new. And even when I'm down, I'm still cool. There's no way I can lose. I feel invincible. That's just what I choose. Yeah, feeling good's a choice. Now scream it out with your voice. Yeah, my time has arrived, 'cause I'm feeling so alive.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for match number 5. We are on the plane. We are ready. Let's get it going here. as we get ready for the last 2 matches of the day. Maxman, we're going into Miramar. What are your big expectations going into this one?
Oh, vamos! Yes. No, okay.
Vamos.
I just wanted to get that one through. No, going into this one, I think a lot of the audience is going to be focusing their attention onto S2G, right? Because especially after how it went down in PMGO Season 1. But actually, I feel like the reason why they won those Miramars is because the circle was very kind to them, just like this last game. So it's good to see that S2G, if they gifted a circle, right, they're going to get some strong results in terms of eliminations, placement points, maybe even a chicken dinner. They did it the last game. They did it in PMGO Season 1. I want to see them get a strong Miramar win, Hot Jukes, when the circle just hates them, just hates their guts, and he just keeps moving away from them on the complete opposite side of the map. That is what I want to see from S2G. If they want to showcase that they have what it takes to be a global champions one day. And that day could be this Sunday if they make it work out.
You're right. I mean, it definitely could be this Sunday. And let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Rebel got that SKS, trying to catch him out the vehicle. They want that point early on. Single tapping away, looking for that sneaky headshot. But yeah, not able to get it. They're going to go ahead and focusing on looting. Smart play.
Oh, okay. Glider used up by TRE. Over Benny and Hoxie, probably just trying to get himself on the highway towards their main drop location of Ruins Trailer Park. They like to go over there. Usually it's quite a way. It's pretty much the Zaki version of Miramar. They're trying to
Right.
get, so just stretching it, making it towards Trailer Park. They will be good to go. And actually, I do have a question for you right now. With Alpha 7,
Okay.
I said about how this team, technically, with their kind of results, they could miss out on being top 15 and not making it to the PMMI finals. Do you feel like there's still that potential? Because for me, I have not seen anything of value so far from Alpha 7. They're looking the exact same as they did back in PMGO Season 1, which scares me that we could be missing out on 2 global finals for Alpha 7 back-to-back. That would be terrible after winning PMGC.
Dude, I don't think you're even slightly right. I think you're damn right. I mean, right now, Alpha 7 is in trouble. I mean, 18 points on the board. That is not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. No way. Especially considering that they're not playing in that final day of the group stage. It makes it that much more difficult. It really, really does, right? We've seen it happen so many times where teams get so many points and they think that they're safe, and then they end up getting bad beat by 1 or 2 points. There is a slight advantage in being in that last day and knowing exactly what you need to do in order to qualify or not, right?
Yeah.
And there's no worse feeling than just having to sit, watch, and just hope that you make it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's the last game and a team only needs like 4 points and they just barely get it. It's the worst. So, I mean, if you're Alpha 7, this squad, they've been around long enough. They know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to put in some work. It really, really is. Otherwise, yeah, we might not see them make it in the finals.
I do agree. I do know what you're saying, Hot Jukes. It's a bit of a bad time because they are in Group Red, just to rehash your point of earlier. They are not going to be playing the last day, meaning they are going to be... it's not really going to be a moving goalpost at that point because so many teams normally of Group Red might be in the bottom few teams that don't make it to the final. So if they do have a few amount of points the teams can easily overtake, that's going to be a really big target on your back that, okay, if we reach these amount of points, Alpha 7 are out, and our odds of qualifying to the finals instantly are just way higher. And you get rid of a team that could be a threat going into the finals, realistically, because they are your reigning PMGC champions. So they've got to be very cautious because a lot of teams would like to be known as the squad that took down Alpha 7. So just got to be a little bit more cautious and keep that in the back of your head. As Yangon, also a team that I'm hoping to see a bit more of, especially leading at PMWC. Come on, man, Yangon, we need to wake up. They've got some good engages earlier, but the fighting capabilities is just not there as of right now.
Yeah, the other teams that are in that same boat as Alpha 7. Yangon Galacticos is one of them. They're even worse. They're in 14th place with 11 points. You got RRQ with 10 and 15th. And Tianba, right, tied with Alpha 7 in 11th place. So all of these teams, this is a very, very important Miramar match for them, especially the next one as we watch Chief get into a little bit of a, I thought it was a 1v1, but it wasn't. Silent, sneaking on up very silently there from that side and taking out Tian.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. They had a 4-man split down south, and they just sent one, Tian, up top on the mountain, and he gets spotted, and he can't really escape. I wish he had a vehicle. Did he have a car, and I just didn't see it? Because I wish he just got in the vehicle and just got the hell out of Dodge, because he lingered in that area for way too long, and Furo just, well, we got the 2 off angles. That smoke is not going to save you, homie, and that's an easy point for them, so... LGD, bit of a head scratcher. Hopefully can try and resolve that going into their next Miramar. At least they will know Furio is going to be over there in the vicinity. So you just got to be a bit more cautious. But I have been impressed. I will have to say in general today, I have been impressed with China. I feel like in the past, there's been like maybe one team from China doing well. Weibo last year winning the entirety of PMHI. But no, here we've seen different names getting some good moments every once in a while. LGD, right? Thunder Talk got some themselves some good moments. Even K1 at the very start today on Rondo had an exceptional start. So I'm happy. I feel like China is definitely trying to get that Nova era back in PUBG Mobile esports, which you love to see.
I love to see it as well. I mean, we definitely seen them step up. LGD doing great. Like you mentioned, Thunder Talk as well. Tianba, you know, they're down and out right now in 12th place, 18 points. Not the performance we're hoping to see for them, especially considering that they're in Group Red. Regnum Karia, though, losing players early on once again, Max.
No way!
Wild, though! That was wild. 1v2 gets the confirmation as well. See what they can do. The comeback.
Yeah, I mean, with the ASM Abakan too, doing so much heavy lifting on that fight versus BTR. Now Loxy trying to go for the engage with the M249. Not having to reload, a bit of an advantage, but while that nade could be huge, it doesn't confirm Razak. He might be able to stick the res. Get him back on his 2 feet. But the second nade, come on, he's still going for the res. Is he going to get it in time? He does not. Razak dying in the loving arms of Razy. So sad to see. But Razy, you got to leave. It's nadeable. Why are you not moving? Ah, come on. He had 3 opportunities, Ochix, for him to leave. And he's like, no, I can take it. And he couldn't take it. He couldn't, no.
Yeah, I think what he thought was he saw that nade go so far to the left that he was going to nade in that same area. But the green smoke from the box gave it away exactly where he was. He's like, I'm going to throw it right there on that smoke. Yeah. And was able to get the confirmation. So beautifully done. Nice spotting there for Regnum Karia and a good comeback.
Actually, Regnum Karia, I think loot-wise, weren't doing too good. And we did see Bigatron loot a loot truck earlier on in this game on phase 1. They had a FAMAS, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was a FAMAS. So Regnum get the points, right? What was that? 4 points on top of BTR. And also secure themselves airdrop weapons in that FAMAS. So they're going to be happy-chappy about that start on Miramar. But yeah, Bigatron.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, bit of a head scratcher for me. Sorry, Hodrix, to be completely honest.
Yep.
The fact that you get naded and you're like, I could take 2 more grenades. I don't understand.
It's the old dinosaur strat, right? If I can't move, they won't see me. Unfortunately, did not work.
It did not.
It did not. And now they're out early, and that's tough because I mean they've had. In Erangel, man, these guys went crazy. They really did. We're looking so great, and then just a little bit of a misstep here. One more game left to go. I mean, they're still in a great position on the leaderboards, but, you know, it's just tough to see them go out so early. Next zone, though, about to pop up. We're going to get a central circle here, or we're going to see some zone shenanigans. Let's find out.
Yeah, I like this 2-2 split from RRQ, right? 2 players on the east next to Graveyard, 2 players down south west of La Bandita, and no, it's going to be a big western shift. Most of the teams in this lobby are not in the play zone, so they're going to have to go for a big rotation. You want to see these wide northern or southern rotates, trying to avoid that big clump of teams on the eastern edge of that zone. So teams like KRX, Tiamba, Alpha 7, Thunder Talk, even RRQ and Aurora need to be very quick on that pivot to not get caught on that rotation. Because those western compounds, there's like literally maybe 10 compounds available for free, maybe more. So if you do not make this rotation work out, I just think you were not trying hard enough.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. You got to get moving quickly here. K1, though, when they saw that circle shift, they were just like, yay, we are set up. Yeah. Perfect hardship for them. But the rest of these teams, like you mentioned, most of the lobby got to get moving. LGD trying to make that rotation. Yudia, so punishing them. When you get an opportunity to get a point like that, you got to take it.
Yeah, like instant headshot with the red dot from Silence. You know what? I have a lot of favorite players when it comes to Brazil, right? In particular, I used to love back in the day our boy Rato Boy, but he's still not.
Rato Boy.
But man, Silence during PMGO, he made me think, oh, okay, this guy, he's doing really well. Maybe a new big name in Brazil that you just need to fear. And he's been having some great moments also here in PMMI. So I'm telling you, Silence is just an absolute menace when the stars align. So just got to be very careful. Steer clear if you see Silence in the elimination feed, because he will make you sit down if he is in that range to get you. As Aurora, also on their own pivot, they did go for a bit of a southern rotate, but actually centering up very quickly on the ridgeline next to Power Grid. Which is great. You know your terrain. You just stay there. You're trying to make sure no team gets a nade range, which actually Zyol kind of is a nade range of Silas. If I were him, if you're spotted, get in a buggy, reposition, because this is just not worth lingering here for too long.
Definitely not. You want to put yourself in a good position in this next zone, especially with Miramar being such a massive map. You should be able to prioritize position kind of over these early engagements. Silas, though, just kind of popping some shots off. Ziol, though, is lingering. We talked about lingerers earlier, right? Ziol and Aurora kind of looking like they wanted engagement.
They're pushing? Why are we pushing?
Okay. Ziol, oh, he's got a P90. Maybe that's why. Gotta be careful, though. Ooh, that headshot. Maybe not.
Yeah, they didn't know about RQ's position too. That's a good nade onto Wild. A little bit undercooked, but still a good idea, as Aurora going to keep on peppering down the competition.
Wow.
Got to be a bit cautious. Go for the reset, as Reefus also did get knocked, but it's still in a relatively resable area, so it shouldn't be too bad. But look in the back end. Wolf also got a sneaky angle as Top setting it solo on top of the mountainside. Everything seems like it's somewhat falling apart for Regnum Kara, though. I feel like they were just not expecting a fight this early on, and I understand why would a team commit on phase 2 for a fight in this area in particular. It just makes no sense, and Wild will get the angle to punish Top. That's a knock, instantly converted into a flush. Up to 5 eliminations. Wild left as a solo. And I'm going to say, Aurora taking a very unnecessary fight. Losing a player at this stage, the odds of that chicken dinner is going down significantly. But the nade is perfect, and Ziol eliminates all of Regnum Karia. That is 3 points headed the way of the Mongolian super team.
And Regnum Karia out. 14th place. Not going to cut it. I mean, this is dead center of the zone, and I think that they just wanted to hold it no matter what and just kind of keep them away. But man, exactly, right? Still, it is such a risky fight. Easily could have been third party. Lucky for them, it didn't happen. But Aurora end up losing one and take out Regnum Karia.
Yeah, maybe they were just scared because of the circle shift that teams are going to push from the southern edge, which actually, I'm looking at the minimap right now. Furia did push up behind what would have been Aurora's previous location, so I feel like maybe they were just trying to avoid getting caught sandwiched between the likes of Regnum Karia and Furia, and maybe even the likes of RRQ and Wolves. But even then, the way they approached it, for me, not too certain. So this will be because we're just theorizing at this point, right? This was the moment where we'd love to have interviews just to be like, okay, what was the reasoning behind that play? Why did you guys commit so early? And maybe they'll say something that was like, oh, okay, no, that makes a ton of sense. If you knew that team was there, you wanted to send it, fair enough. But without that information, I'm left wondering why. And that's it. End of sentence.
Yeah, just why? It definitely wasn't clean, right? That's for sure. I think that's why it brings up so many questions. I mean, they were dead center zone, and I think they're like, this is the best position. We want it. But, I mean, they could have easily shared it as well. But who knows, right? Aurora getting the better of them. Another devastating loss for Regnum Karia. They're looking just so rough here in day one. I mean, lucky for Regnum Karia, they're going to play in the last day, so they'll have a chance, but that last day is going to be brutal.
Oh, most definitely. It is going to be just tooth and nail trying to claw their way right back into their good positions in the rankings, making it to top 15. And I had some people, by the way, I was reading chat earlier during the break, and some people were saying, oh, it's so easy to qualify. You need to be top 15 out of 16 teams. No. It's 3 groups of 8 teams. you got way more squads than you might expect. So out of that,
it's 25.
Yeah. Out of 25, you need to be able to. Wait, 25?
I believe so. Or,
Wait,
wrong?
24.
24.
Yeah,
24.
I was like, I'm pretty sure 3 times 8 is not 25.
That's right.
That's including all gamers that are already straight to the finals. But no, so out of 24 teams, you need to be top 15, which still is relatively easy for some teams to make, right? But it's not as easy as top 15 out of 16. You do have way more teams in Group also Yellow that have yet to play a single game. They will be playing their first games tomorrow on day 2 of the PMI group stage.
Yeah, not to mention them. We still got some other monster squads reaching into the game here next time. We're going to see Weibo Wolf as well, looking to dominate and take that top spot in Turkey. As Regnum Karia fall out early here. Aurora holding that central position. They're down 2 now. So it's just Reefus and Ziol. They're going to have to back off, I think, a little bit here. Just kind of bide some time.
Yeah, just trying to survive.
Young Galacticos, this is their game, honestly. They need it so bad. They are in 15th place. They got a central position. Everybody up. They need this win.
I just need more aggression from Yangon. They've showed sometimes just sparks of aggression. Like, oh yeah, commit to it. And then they just kind of think of another option, and they just go for that option instead of just trying to commit to a fight instead. So I feel like that is still something that even when they won PMWC, I was like, I wish I saw more aggression from this roster. They're playing very passive. They're playing the passive route from Undertale right now. That's what it feels like. So I wish they tried to just send it on some fights, just add a lot of value if you do come out on top. Though Fury are just going to be hugging that cliffside on the mountain next to Power Grid. And they've got a good scope of the land. They've got a good idea of where especially K1 and Tiamba are. So you've got 2 Chinese teams pushing up onto them. Actually 3. They're surrounded by 3 Chinese teams. It's Furia surrounded by LGD, Tiamba, and K1. It's like a mini PEL where Brazil is also invited.
That's right. That's right. Furia. And they don't mind being invited here from this position, right? They're going to have that Pecado mountainside all to their lonesome here for the most part. So they are going to be taking some nice peeks. You got Igor with that mini looking to pop some headshots. See if you can spot some folks. Ayala, though. I don't think he wants to peek. He ain't got no helmet.
Yep, not the best. Especially, imagine if you had an orb and you would have had the buff you changed.
Dude.
Instant elimination.
I wish I would have seen the chat's response. I think everybody had to agree. It's a great idea.
I saw a lot of ones.
Awesome to watch.
Way more ones than twos. What was one agreeing or disagreeing? I don't remember.
One was agreeing.
One was agreeing. Okay, so people agree with your orb buff in, like, at least most people did. So, okay, you might be cooking. I might be in the minority here, and that's fine. We do need to make the orb meta in some way. If that's the way to do it, then fair enough. As Wolves, North America, trying to make their push into the play zone. They already got some good dips to play around, so I feel like, yeah, just play it passive. There's no reason whatsoever to get involved in that conversation at this stage of the game. It's phase 4. Wait for circle 5. If then there's a fight that makes sense, that will provide you value, positionally speaking, in the circle, then send it. As right now, don't go for it. As Alpha 7 actually do take the high ground. Elementrix, in nade range, I would recommend repositioning with your teammates. That is not a good spot to remain in.
Oh, here comes Carrillo down on the buggy. This is the time to get him. Can you hit those shots? What? Got him. Beautifully done. Gets the confirmation as well. They're going to definitely thirst that. Let's see what they do as far as to be able to handle Alpha 7. Nice nades from them. That's another good one. Oh, just a little bit off the mark. Elementrix trying to throw some util of his own to buy some time for the rest of his squad to get into this fight. But it looks like we are going to definitely see this battle ring out between Alpha 7 and Wolves.
I mean, after Alpha 7 do such a big mistake like that, yeah, of course, even if you're Wolves, just go ahead and punish it. You're in a 4v3 scenario, then a very nadeable position, denying their vision with that smoke. Might as well do it, though. You've got to be careful, Elementrix. Don't go too far alone. Wait for your squad to back up that play. Elementrix does get dropped eventually by Revo. It's not the way to work it out. That is, now they're doing a throw of their own, it seems. Definitely not the way to execute it. Nade, good damage maybe on some of the members of Wolves. Nope, does not connect, and it will be Slonic to get it done with a Grenada right now onto Guizao. Second nade, trying to get onto Revo. That's the flush confirmed. Nicely done, but the backup nade is there too. This fight, I would say it had no reason whatsoever to begin in the first place, but the execution, especially from Carrillo, who's just beelining it for that solo player, a bit of an oddity to me. I'm not sure why Carrillo decided to try and go for such a Hail Mary push when it was just not worth it, and the execution was just not there.
I agree. I understand why the fight's ringing out now. I mean, they're on the edge side.
Now it makes sense,
the chance of getting, third party is so low, but that early drive up was wild. I don't know if you didn't know they were there and tried to scout, but they should have known, that's for sure. If you take a look at S2G Lost, taking out KRX here, Hoxie putting up a little bit of a fight, and I think get some eliminations as well. That's going to leave S2G down to 2 players, Lost with 3 eliminated so far. And yeah, Wolves just not able to finish out this fight properly, and it's just necessary up left.
I wish you could pick up a death crate and put it in the boot of a car. You can only pick it up and put it down somewhere. Imagine you could put it in the boot of a car. Just like, okay, quickly put it in the boot, move up. That would actually be a great feature. I would love to see that added in the future. Just to really use that to its full potential. As of right now, that is not the case. So they've got to loot up in the blue and be quick because phase 5 does tickle a little bit too much. They've got to be cautious. As Aurora, okay, this is, I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated because imagine if Aurora were in this position as a full team. Such an easy hold onto both Alpha 7 and Wolves. The push onto Regnum was just a little bit unnecessary earlier, and down to the duo, if a team decides to commit to the push, they might just instantly go down because they just don't have the numbers to back up a play like that.
So tough to see, especially for the side of Aurora. I mean, they're dead pretty much in the center of this lobby. They're 7th place right now, 27 points. Wolves right below them with 25. They still got a great position, and they still got 2 monstrous players in the lobby, so they can still put something on the board. But yeah, if they would have had 4, this would have been their game locked and loaded for sure. Looking on the other side, though, look at this. We got K1 putting some nades onto Tianba. Tianba, one of those teams in, I believe, yeah, Group Red that need to make something happen here, as they are all the way down in 12th place with only 19 points, but their back is against the wall. But this is that time. This is one of those championship moments, right? You've got to be able to clutch it up when it counts.
Most definitely. Silence was taken out earlier this game. But they don't have to take the fight head on. They could just let it happen. Third party it when it wraps up. Just don't waste your resources. Hold on to your utility in particular. If someone hugs the cliffside just below you, that should be an easy flush. Actually, yeah, Ayala's a little bit split away from Higod and Chiefs. He's got to be a bit careful because Tianba are slowly pushing up the mountainside. They are climbing. They got their climbing gear. They're ready to make the push upstairs as the circle favors RRQ. Same for Aurora, meaning Aurora now they're going to be in a hot suit, in a hot seat. Hot suit, hot jukes, okay.
Yeah.
So the main focus is going to be Alpha 7 and Wolves. They're going to transcend on their location. So that 2-man defense, it's going to be hard to execute, but they need to come out on top.
Oh, Milu getting pieced up. Gonna go ahead and get that heal off very quickly here. Meanwhile, you got Igor with some great angles. Shots through the smoke. Locking them down.
I love that. It seems like they were just waiting for them to cross Ayala, so they had just 2 angles to pressure Tianba. And I like how Ayala was just being so silent. He knew he needed to wait for them to be in a very desperate position where they could just use all of their utility, all of their resources to take an easy fight. But that still gives time for Tianba to get a reset. Aching brought that up, back up. Not aching too much after that fight. The Molly going to push him a little bit more to the left side. Milu, got to be careful there, trying to peek him down with a QBZ. The third party is happening. Sunam with a mini 14 gets that knock. Might just be flushed out as Milu aching. No one nearby to get that double res. But Furia might just have the final laugh.
Yeah, devastating for Tianba, especially considering that the blue zone was closing in on them. Not much they could do here. Wolves are going to be going out as well in 12th place. Let's see what some of the rest of these squads can do, though. You still got those 2-0 up from Aurora. They're big chillin'. Meanwhile, a lot of these teams on this southeastern side going to have to find their way into this next zone. Furia. Oh, meanwhile, Soulcade jumping out in the middle of the open. Ling S getting that confirmation real quick.
Yeah, the circle not being as kind as last game. So